Welcome to Fanfiction Audiobooks. Marvel, I can download unlimited talents. Chapter 61. Li Te knew that even his physical body could not withstand this kind of thunder and lightning. He directly raised the shield in his hand, completely hiding himself under the shield. The terrifying lightning hit the shield in Li Te's hand at the next moment, and the powerful force surged out. Li Te felt like a huge mountain was pressing down on him. If his physical body hadn't been strong enough, he would have been unable to bear the aftermath of the thunder and lightning. Boom! In an instant, lightning was raging, rushing out in the mountain forest. It was not until 5 or 6 seconds later that Li Te felt that the power had disappeared. But at this moment, the spider sense was turned on, and he felt a powerful power. Li Te was shocked. He directly used spider silk to fix it on a tree. His whole body seemed to turn into an afterimage and left the place where he was just now. Boom! Sure enough, Thor struck again and hit the ground hard. This blow was powerful enough to injure Li Te. Put down your hammer. A voice sounded, and a red shield followed, knocking back the god of thunder who was about to take action just now. Li Te saw this opportunity, and he used the spider silk in his hand crazily to wrap the god of thunder again. This for a moment, Thor couldn't break free so easily. Li Te threw out the shield in his hand and focused it on Thor's head. Clang! The god of thunder retreated, arousing strong power to break the spider silk on his body. He was ready to summon Thor's hammer that fell aside. But when he was still about to take action, Captain America came out. He was very serious. Looking at the people present. Have you had enough? Thunder God took a deep breath and stared at Li Te. He just suffered a big loss at Li Te's hands, which made him very unconvinced. But he knew that it was almost done. If he continued to fight, there would be nothing he could do. It's over. Boy, I remember you. The god of thunder looked at Li Te and said, his face was very ugly. He was a god, but he was beaten up by the people on earth. It's so shameless. If you dare to use your hammer on me again, I promise not to hold back. Of course Li Te will not be weak and said calmly. Okay, stop arguing, we have business to do. Captain America took a deep breath. This group of people is too difficult to manage, especially when he is not strong enough. If it weren't for his age, I'm afraid Li Te and Thor would continue to fight. After hearing what Captain America said, Thor he didn't speak anymore. He was shocked, because when he came to Earth last time, there was no such group of people. He knew about Captain America and Iron Man, but he had never heard of Li Te. Of course Li Te didn't either, he didn't care and just stood there quietly. But at this moment, the voice of the system came out in his mind again. Ding dong, the battle is over, get 100 energy points. Sure enough, the energy value obtained by fighting a powerful person is considerable. 100 energy points are enough for him to do many things. Especially the energy value in his hand is enough for him to download the Mark armor on Iron Man. Steve Rogers. At this moment, Captain America spoke and stretched out his palm. As a representative, he has the obligation to reconcile everyone. Thor took a look and stretched out his hand. Thor. Then, Captain America glanced at Iron Man, but Iron Man didn't care at all. I don't have the habit of shaking hands with circus performers. This sentence almost made Thor storm out again, but when he was about to speak, Li Te stood directly in front of him. How? Do you still want to fight? Thunder God said coldly. He slowly opened his palms. Bruce Little. At this time, Li Te was full of smiles. He looked very kind and looked at Thor like this. The three people present were stunned and looked at Li Te with some confusion. Just now, the two of them were fighting to death. Live, but it has only been 2 minutes. Li Te's entire expression turned out to be unacceptable to them. Captain America nodded happily to Li Te's active acceptance. In his opinion, this was a sign of maturity. Then, Captain America looked at Thor. The latter was reluctant, but still extended his palm out of courtesy. And when the two came into contact, Thor's information was also directly presented in Li Te's mind. Name, Thor Odinson. Identity, Odin's eldest son, God of thunder. Abilities, God Ace's body, energy value, 5W, lightning control, energy value, 5000, power of the gods, energy value, 3000, speed of the gods, energy value, 1500, longevity increase, 1000 GB, heart of justice and purity, 1000 GB, Thor's hammer approval condition, Thor's hammer, energy value, 20W. Sure enough, he is one of Marvel's most powerful heroes, and each of these abilities is extremely terrifying. Especially the abilities related to the gods, each of which requires a large amount of energy. It's just that the system prompts the gods, not the gods. Thor is not a god in the true sense of the word. Li Te knew this. As for why the speed energy value of the gods is small, it is because Thor's speed mainly relies on Thor's hammer. The energy value of Thor's hammer is as high as 200,000 points. For Li Te, this is an astronomical number. Li Te simply cannot download these things that require huge amounts of energy. As for the increase in longevity, Li Te didn't need it at all. But there is one thing, that is, a righteous and noble heart, which is the condition for obtaining Thor's hammer. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, only superheroes such as Captain America, Thor, and Vision can lift Thor's hammer. It depends on the character in their hearts, and it is also the spell Odin puts on Mjolnir. It's just that because Thor is a god, this ability is only apparent. Thinking of this, Li Te's eyes flashed with light. Downloading this ability means that he can use Mjolnir in the future. This is a powerful boost. You know, most of Thor's current power comes from this hammer. Only when waiting for Thor 3 will Thor truly awaken his power. If he could use Mjolnir, he would almost be a clone of Thor. And it only costs 1000 GB, which is a great value for money. So at this time, Li Te, without any hesitation, directly downloaded Justice and Noble Heart. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, the capacity of Justice and Noble Heart is 1000 GB, start downloading. Ding dong, the current download speed is 5 MB/s, valid within a range of 20 meters. Seeing this, after Li Te turned on the 1000-fold acceleration, a smile appeared on his face. I really don't know what Thor was thinking when he saw himself lifting the God of Thunder. What kind of expression will it look like after being hammered? Chapter 63, Thor's Shock 1/5. Newbies, please subscribe and ask for everything. At this time, Mjolnir was placed in Li Te's hand, as light as nothing. Li Te even waited from time to time. The legendary Thor's hammer was picked up by Li Te, right in front of the three giants of the Avengers. As the master of Thor's hammer, Thor stood there, messy in the wind. All he felt was a series of harsh slaps in the face. Silence is better than sound. Just now, he was confident that no one on earth could lift his Thor's hammer. But the next second, Thor's hammer was gently picked up by Li Te, which made him stunned. This was the first time he saw someone other than himself and Odin, and they were still earthlings, without a trace of divine blood, lifting Mjolnir. Especially Li Te's slightly questioning expression at this time made him extremely embarrassed. For a moment, he didn't know what to say. Loki stood on the top of the mountain, his eyes filled with astonishment. He has no information about this person at all, but it seems to have become a variable this time. No, the plan must continue. Loki thought in his mind and tried his best to suppress his shock. There was no way, an earthling beat up two sons of the father of the gods. This was almost unbelievable. It was far beyond everyone's expectations. Li Te, who was lifting Thor's hammer at this moment, had no other ideas. Of course he wanted to take Thor's hammer as his own, but now was not the time, and if he had enough energy, he could completely download it. Thor's hammer. The downloaded Thor's hammer belongs completely to him. Although it requires a lot of energy, Li Te is not in a hurry. As long as he keeps fighting, he can collect all the energy. This just fighting the God of Thunder is not a real battle, so let him get 100 energy points. If it is a real life and death battle, the energy points obtained will be even more. The energy points obtained are based on the strength of the opponent, the strength of the battle and the life and death of the opponent, thereby obtaining different energy values. The more intense the battle, the more energy values. Therefore, Li Te is not in a hurry. Okay, let's all go back. Captain America spoke again, unable to delay any longer. Then Iron Man and Thor both nodded at this time. Iron Man was shocked, while Thor was embarrassed. Li Te smiled and gave Thor's hammer to him. Thor. The latter lowered his head, looking very shameless. Then everyone took Loki away and returned to the fighter plane, the air base of S.H.I.E.L.D. As for the helicarrier as the headquarters, Nick as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Folk Elson also discovered Li Te's terrifying behavior, which shocked everyone, especially because he didn't know that there was such a figure in S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson, do you know him? He can actually fight Thor. Fury said. He looked at Coulson, because this is the person he brought. I thought before that he was very unusual, and he was probably a person with superpowers that we had not discovered before. The superpowers Coulson talks about are those who have the opportunity to become an Avenger. And with Li Ti's performance, he is fully qualified to enter their Avengers program and become an Avenger. Mr. Fury, how about I talk to him and ask him to join the Avengers? Coulson wants to join the Avengers so that their power will be even stronger. We need our own people. Nick Fury said. He thought that Li Ti was not suitable to join the Avengers, because in his eyes, if Li Ti really had superpowers, he could become their ace in S.H.I.E.L.D. Coulson nodded. After all, they were gods. S.H.I.E.L.D. can't rely on the Avengers for everything. Even people like Barton joined S.H.I.E.L.D. later and are not considered their own S.H.I.E.L.D. members at all. But Li Ti is not the case. They have all the information about Li Ti. I understand you very well. You can be considered one of my own. Okay, I'm going to see the so-called god. Fury looked at the landing fighter plane. It was Li Ti and others who had returned. He had suffered a big loss from Loki before. No matter what, he had to get this face back. At this time, the people who had just got off the plane, Captain America, Black Widow and Thor, left first, leaving Li Ti and Coulson to hand over. Iron Man took off his equipment and left with Coulson. After downloading many abilities, Li Ti's strength has already more than ever before. He has many abilities, but having more abilities does not mean he is strong. So what he has to do next is to continue to promote the development of the plot and unlock more functions for himself. Especially using energy values to fuse similar ability, this is what Li Ti wants most. After fusion, the ability will be more perfect and comprehensive. Even if he does not download it, he can continue to become stronger through it. He can even use the downloaded skills on his body to the ability of genes, perhaps after fusion, can create divine genes. Or even more terrifying abilities, until in the end, he can turn himself into a real god. But it is too early to talk about these. Now his goal is Iron Man's body mark armor. You only need to download one set, and you can use it once and for all. Soon after, Li Ti came to the interior of the helicarrier. At this time, Dr. Banner, Thor, Captain America and Black Widow were gathering. Let's discuss what happened together. I think he surrendered too easily this time. Black Widow and Captain America have the same view, believing that Loki's purpose at this time is not pure. Yes, that guy is elusive, and I think he's a lunatic for wanting to use the power of the Cosmic Cube. Dr. Banner thinks so too. The Cosmic Cube can release gamma rays, and of course he knows how dangerous gamma rays are. I'm afraid even those with the blood of the gods can't bear it. You'd better be careful what you say, he is from the realm of God, and we are brothers. Thor is delusional about Banner. He doesn't like being judged like this about his brother. He killed 70 or 80 people in 2 days, most of them unarmed. When Captain America and Black Widow didn't know how to reconcile, Li Ti walked out. He was wearing a black suit, tall and seemed to have great power. No one would underestimate his previous stop with Thor. Loki was adopted and I didn't know him well. Thor God said, saying that his relationship with Loki was not good, and he directly distanced himself from the relationship. Metal iridium, he had found this thing. Iron Man appeared with Coulson. And Li Ti's eyes immediately appeared on him. To read the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Philu. Chapter 64. This was the opportunity he was waiting for, but Li Ti did not take action immediately. What was he doing looking for that thing? Black Widow and Captain America were a little confused. They didn't know much about this thing, and there was a trace of confusion on their faces. I also read some information before. The Cosmic Cube can build a portal, but it is extremely unstable, while iridium is a stable element. Li Ti stood aside and put forward his own opinions based on his previous understanding of the movie. Everyone present looked at Li Ti, especially Iron Man and Dr. Banner. They did not expect that this Li Ti also in the category of animal chemistry. Are all S.H.I.E.L.D. agents like you? Dr. Banner spoke, and he could see that Li Ti was not simple. Everyone did not speak, waiting for Li Ti's answer. I just like to learn more than others. Li Ti smiled and didn't explain too much. As long as it can promote the development of the plot, Li Ti doesn't care what kind of impact his performance will have. Neither the Avengers nor S.H.I.E.L.D. are his goals. The other party Lee Te didn't care at all what he thought about himself. The people present didn't think much about it. Although Loki had caught it now, the cosmic cube was the focus of their operation. As long as they didn't find the cosmic cube, their mission would not be completed. And these people here are very smart, and they know that Loki's purpose is definitely not that simple. You need to be careful in everything. If Loki's plan succeeds, he may use the cosmic cube to open a portal and summon something. That's it. Is a real disaster. Patton will definitely take action. Black Widow said. She knew Barton very well. After all, they were comrades in arms. They found what they needed. If they wanted to open the portal, they had to find a power source with powerful energy, otherwise they would not be able to keep the portal open. Iron Man is indeed a genius. He already knows a lot of things. Even if it is a field that he is not good at, as long as he wants to learn, he can master it in a short time. This is his most powerful brain. And everyone knows about Iron Man. Everyone agrees with this eloquent talk, because in this field, Iron Man is considered an expert. Mr. Stark, if I guess correctly, Stark Tower started a new energy experiment a few days ago, and it was very successful. Lee Te looked at Iron Man with a smile on his face, but now Iron Man did not know what Lee Te meant. Yes, as long as he has enough conditions, he can open the portal. Dr. Banner also spoke. During the conversation between Lee Te and Iron Man, he thought of a lot. It turns out that it's not just Mr. Lee who knows his stuff, this must be Dr. Banner. I'm your super fan and I admire how you turn into a big green monster. Iron Man walked to Dr. Banner's side, with a hint of teasing in his tone. But his words really made everyone present feel frightened. Everyone knew that Dr. Banner didn't have much after his transformation. People can subdue him. This sentence of Iron Man caused a lot of dissatisfaction. Dr. Banner is here to help us track the cosmic cube and will not participate in the battle. Fury came out to stabilize Dr. Banner's mood. Once it broke out, the helicarrier would completely become an unsafe place. If they fell from this height, almost 80% of the people would die. Let's start with Loki's scepter. That thing is not simple. Even Barton was controlled, but Lee was still unharmed. This is really surprising. Black Widow said, he is very interested in Lee Te. However, there is no ambiguity in her words. She just wants to know how Lee Te avoided it. This is what everyone wants to ask. The scepter is very special. Everyone could feel how powerful the energy was. However, Lee Te was not affected at all, which made them very interested. Some people are born different and cannot be envied. Of course Lee Te will not explain this. Now he can stand with the Avengers, which already means that S.H.I.E.L.D. attaches great importance to him. All of this is because of his strength. I like the way you talk. Iron Man said again. This was the first time he saw someone more proud than him. Who's to say otherwise? Reintroduce yourself to Bruce Lee, and this time it's official. Lee Te walked to Iron Man's side, making the latter feel weird. Everyone present looked at Lee Te and Iron Man. Coulson and Lee Te had already known each other before, why do they need to get to know each other again? This point even Iron Man couldn't figure it out, but looking at Lee Te's outstretched palm, he still nodded. Tony Stark. Iron Man's tone was very serious. Different from the first meeting, this time it was an acknowledgement of Lee Te's strength. Having strong strength is very important no matter where it is. And when Lee Te came into contact with Iron Man, in an instant, a piece of information was clearly presented in front of Lee Te. Name, Tony Stark. Identity, Iron Man, Chairman of Stark Industries. Abilities, the most powerful brain, energy value, 10,000, business management, 50 GB, top fighting skills, 200 MB, Mark 7 armor, energy value, 50. Although Lee took, the most powerful brain, wanted to possess it, he still gave up. Afterwards, Lee Te didn't hesitate at all and directly downloaded Iron Man's Mark armor. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, do you want to spend 50 energy points to download the Mark 7 armor with one click? Yes. Lee Te confirmed in his heart. Ding dong, download successful. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for getting the Mark 7 armor. The energy value is completely different from the previous data. With energy value, you don't need to wait at all. You can download it directly with one click. This is the power of energy value. At this time, Two superheroes have appeared in Li Ti's system warehouse level weapon. This made Li Ti very satisfied. Okay, everyone, let's talk slowly. If you still have something to do, let's go and rest first. After that, Li Ti left the cabin directly. Now that the energy value has been downloaded, he still has a lot of things to do. In this case, the plot will not change much. Everyone looked at Li Ti. Even Coulson and Fury didn't stop him. Although Li Ti was from S.H.I.E.L.D., they didn't want to hinder Li Ti. This is strength. He's great and S.H.I.E.L.D. has an extra talent. Iron Man said. Then everyone continued to discuss what should be done next. Li Ti returned to his room. Chapter 65. As for other things, it has nothing to do with Li Ti. What he needs most now is to improve his strength. According to the plot, he knew, Hawkeye would soon attack the helicarrier. Dr. Banner will also lose control at this time and completely transform into the Hulk. By then the situation will be completely uncontrollable. Therefore, Li Ti must participate in the next battle. Before that, Li Ti must improve his strength. He must improve his steel suit. At this time, Li Ti was lying in the room with his eyes slightly closed. He opened his dashboard and checked his current information. Name: Li Ti. Identity: Level 5 Agent. Abilities: Marksman, Anti-Aging Gene, Spider Sense, Regenerative Power, Longevity Increase, Disease Virus Immunity, Super Serum Gene, Super Endurance, Human Shield Integration, Adsorption Ability, Super Speed, Super Strength, Immunity to Mind Control, Physical Self-Healing, Hand Strengthening, Eyes Transformation, Cast Iron Body, Super Fighting Skills, Sword Skills Proficiency, Firearms Proficiency, Stealth and Stealth. Warehouse: Vibranium Alloy Shield, Mark 7 Armor. Balance: $2 million. Energy value: 90 points, can be used for one-click download and one-click upgrade. His abilities are increasing, but many of them cannot keep up with his current strength. After that, many abilities need to be integrated. At this moment, Li Ti had been familiar with the Mark armor he had just downloaded in his mind. The most precious thing about the Mark armor is not its inherent strength, but the unique technology inside it. Otherwise, with so many people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it would be impossible for only Iron Man to have one. Moreover, Li Ti, who owns the system warehouse, does not have to worry about damage to the armor and insufficient energy. These system warehouses can help him solve it. Now he was familiar with every function of the iron suit. After downloading his armor, it has been completely controlled by Iron Man. As for the artificial intelligence operating system inside, it has also been completely transformed by the system. Every move of the armor, and even all targets, are completely controlled by Li Ti. As long as he wears it, he seems to be integrated with this steel fighting spirit, and no other operations are needed at all. After nearly an hour, Li Ti figured out all the functions of the armor. In his warehouse, the Mark 7 armor has completely changed its appearance. Both appearance and styling have undergone tremendous changes. The entire armor is black, which is more in line with Chinese aesthetics. Especially the kind of hellish black that seems to be able to involve everything. This Mark 7 armor has completely changed its appearance. Afterwards, Li Ti didn't hesitate much and started to upgrade the armor directly. Ding dong, upgrading the Mark 7 armor requires 50 energy points. Do you want to upgrade? When Li Ti used the energy value to perform a one-click upgrade, the system prompts followed. Sure enough, he guessed right, the energy value required for upgrading is not much. However, as the armor is continuously upgraded, the energy value also increases. Will increase accordingly. 50 points of energy value, this does not matter. At the moment, he directly chooses to confirm. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for successfully upgrading and obtaining the Mark 8 signal armor. The voice of the system came, which made Li Ti overjoyed. Even if Iron Man upgrades himself, it would take a long time, and there are all kinds of calculations. But with the system, you don't have to worry about these at all. Li Ti only needs to click lightly. You can complete the upgrade of the Mark armor. It is extremely easy. The Mark 8 model of armor has two most outstanding points compared to the Mark 7, attack and defense. Especially the armor, it can withstand huge attack power. This is the most outstanding point of the Mark 8 armor. Iron Man has not yet designed this type of armor, but Li Ti has already owned it in advance. After doing all this, Li Te looked at the one he downloaded from Captain America. The shield that came. This is a vibranium alloy shield. It is very strong. Nothing has destroyed it so far. But Li Te does not think that although this vibranium alloy is strong, the entire universe is so big that when the attack reaches a certain level, at that point, even this shield might not be able to withstand it. So, he once again upgraded the vibranium alloy shield. Ding dong, upgrading the vibranium alloy shield requires 30 energy points. Do you want to upgrade? Yes. Li Te did not hesitate at all. Although this energy value is precious, it is the most important thing only when it becomes his own strength. As long as he fights, he can definitely get the energy value. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for successfully upgrading and obtaining the super vibranium shield. Not long after, the shield was completely upgraded. With this upgrade, the shield was far superior to the previous one in terms of strength and attack power. And the most important thing is that this shield added a new function. That is, unlike Thor's hammer, it can return to Li Te's hands on its own, unless the distance exceeds a certain level. But Li Te is not satisfied with this. He wants to turn this shield into a truly god-level indestructible existence in the universe. It's just that it's too early to think about this. Through these two upgrades, Li Te's strength has once again become stronger. Especially with the armor and shield, Li Te has no problem facing the god of thunder. This time improvement, Li Te is very satisfied. Boom! But just as he was thinking about this, a violent explosion appeared. The entire helicarrier was shaking, and Li Te opened his eyes in an instant. Hawkeye's action had already begun. Hulk was about to change. Now that I'm pregnant, fighting him will definitely bring me a lot of energy. Diddy diddy. At this time, all the warning lights in the mothership were flashing. Li Te opened the door directly and headed in the direction of Hulk. Their positions would not change much. So Li Te has already set his goal. Roar! At this moment, a huge roar shook. Several agents stayed in place, not knowing what was happening. Li Te's eyes flashed, and without any hesitation, he went straight towards the roar. Boom, boom, boom. As he continued to approach, the huge roar became louder and louder. The next moment, he saw the Black Widow with a pale face, heading straight towards him. Lee, leave quickly, Dr. Banner is out of control. Black Widow was very anxious and wanted Li Te to leave. The violent Hulk's destructive power was unparalleled. But Li Te did not flinch, and his whole body turned into an afterimage and rushed behind Black Widow. In front of him, a green humanoid monster faced Li Te and punched him. Chapter 66, Hulk loses control and fights fiercely 4/5. Please subscribe to the new book and ask for everything ga euro. Boom! The power of this punch is so strong that few people can resist it. Even Li Te today can't. Plum! Black Widow shouted, her face pale. Although Li Te is very strong in her eyes, it is almost impossible for him to be Hulk's opponent. Especially in this state, Hulk can destroy everything. And just when Hulk's fist was about to touch Li Te's body, Li Te took out his super vibranium shield and placed it in front of him. Boom! Under the powerful force, even Li Te felt the terror of that power. Like a kite with its string broken, he flew out directly and hit the wall. Black Widow was frightened. This punch was probably going to kill Li Te. Hulk once again set his sights on Black Widow, making the latter frightened. Her physical fitness was not strong enough to withstand Hulk's attack. Boom! But at the next moment, Li Te pushed away all the steel that fell on him. In front of Hulk and Black Widow, he stood up directly. Barton may be causing trouble elsewhere, so you should leave first. Li Te spoke with a calm expression. Zhang Jingjing put away the shield in his hand. At this time, Black Widow could tell that Li Te wanted to deal with the Hulk alone. But Dr. Banner in this state will kill you. Black Widow is very worried. On this helicarrier, the only one who can confront the Hulk head-on may be Thor. I let you leave. Li Te looked at Black Widow, a glimmer of light flashing in his eyes. The next moment, black parts instantly covered Li Te's body. Just like Iron Man, Li Te put on the armor in an instant. The black armor like a black god of death, with a black cold light all over his body. It was extremely chilling. The Black Widow was completely stunned. Facing the newly transformed Li Te, she had no idea what to say. In this state Li Te, She had never seen it before. It was like a war machine. Good. Black Widow looked at Li Ti's transformation and nodded immediately. Perhaps, this Li Ti can really deal with this green monster. Then she left the place without any hesitation. Roar! Hulk roared and took a step forward, crushing the cement under his feet. Boom! The next moment, Hulk appeared in front of Li Ti and punched him. Whoosh! In an instant, spider silk appeared on Li Ti's hand, wrapping Hulk in a short time. The spider silk used by Li Ti this time was several times that of the previous battle against Thor. Roar! Hulk roared. He was very powerful, but could not break through these spider threads for the time being. At this time, Li Ti took action. He used the rays and various attack methods in the armor to attack Hulk in all directions. Dong dong dong! The huge explosion shook, and all the devices on the mothership were destroyed. Fortunately, Li Ti was extremely careful, otherwise the helicarrier would really fall directly. Roar! After nearly 2 minutes of Li Ti's wild bombardment, Hulk finally broke through the spider thread. Li Ti's previous attack did not even break Hulk's defense. You can imagine how powerful this Hulk's body is. Degree. Boom! In the blink of an eye, Li Ti took action again, gathering all the armor on his left hand, forming a huge fist. Boom! Click! The sharp wind swept across, and pieces of armor exploded and cracked in an instant. Even Li Ti's armor could not withstand Hulk's power. Li Ti continued to retreat, and there were figures on his hands and feet. With the powerful power, he flew directly. He used his flexible armor to continuously shoot out spider silk. Facing such a being with only brute force, the only way was to overcome strength with softness. Although Hulk was powerful, spider silk was no matter how powerful his power is, he can't blast it away directly. He can only let the spider threads wrap around him at this time. Hey, good job! At this time, Thor appeared, and he punched the Hulk. Thor is a god and is completely different from human beings. Even the Hulk needs to be cautious about his power. Boom! Although Hulk fell to the ground, he became angrier. The angrier he was, the stronger he became. Roar! In an instant, Hulk shattered the spider silk and violently attacked Thor who had just attacked him. This powerful monster was even difficult for Thor to deal with. Boom! Thor directly summoned Thor's hammer and smashed it directly against Hulk. Li Ti took action at this time, spraying out powerful energy from his hands and hitting Hulk's body. But Hulk's skin was too hard. It can't be destroyed, it can only be pushed away by that powerful energy. Throw him down! Li Ti spoke directly. Thor, who was about to take action, saw a big hole in the mothership and immediately understood what Li Ti meant. If the attack is like this, the entire mothership will be returned. It is better to throw Hulk first. With how it's as if it's impossible to get hurt. Boom! Thinking of this, Thor took action and fought Hulk with Li Ti. Their goal was not to defeat Hulk, but to make him retreat continuously. Under the double attacks of Li Ti and Thor, Hulk finally persisted. He stopped and fell directly. In order to prevent Hulk from having a chance to come up, Li Ti fired a cannonball directly, hitting Hulk and making him fall faster. My impression of you has changed. You are really strong and smart. Where did this suit of armor come from? Thor said, beginning to appreciate Li Ti. The armor on Li Ti also reminded him of Iron Man. Although the two are completely different, how could Thor know this? Your lovely brother is still up here, don't you want to go take a look? Li Ti didn't explain, he opened the mask and said directly. Soul seemed to have thought of something, and immediately turned around and left. The battle with Hawkeye is not over yet, so we need to hurry up. Li Ti thought that although he could not gain a lot of energy from fighting Hawkeye, mosquito legs were still meat no matter how small they were. At this moment, the voice of the system came out of Li Ti's mind again. Ding dong, the battle is over. Congratulations to the host for gaining 200 energy points. Sure enough, fighting Hulk is different. Li Ti smiled, immediately got out of the armor state, and went straight to Hawkeye. At this time, Hawkeye was already fighting the Black Widow, and the two could be said to be evenly matched. Regardless of this is true in terms of strength and physique. It's just that Hawkeye is extremely strong in long-distance combat, while Black Widow is powerful in close combat. The battle between the two sides will soon determine the winner. Feel reminds you, reading 3 Things collection. Chapter 67. However, Hawkeye is not that easy to deal with. After all, he is on the same level as Black Widow. The fight between the two was completely fist to fist, because the physical fitness of both people was too strong, and the fight was extremely fierce for a while. Barton, wake up! Black Widow's fighting ability is very strong, but her opponent is Barton, and it is difficult to subdue Barton in a short time. At this time, Hawkeye's eyes are exuding a strange blue color, which looks extremely weird. Representative his mind was completely controlled and he regarded the Black Widow as his enemy. Boom! At this time, Hawkeye punched down, and Black Widow couldn't resist it, and hit the wall directly. The huge force was difficult for even Black Widow to bear, and she only felt that her body was shaking. At this moment, Hawkeye directly took out the gun in your hand is about to face the Black Widow and shoot. Boom! A flying knife suddenly roared out, like a silver lightning, hitting the gun in Barton's hand in an instant. Black Widow turned her head directly and saw Lee Te in a black suit. "How's that big guy doing?" Black Widow said, and she also breathed a sigh of relief. The fact that Lee Te can appear here unharmed means that Hulk no longer poses any threat. Lee Te did not answer Black Widow's words. He took action directly and faced Hawkeye with dozens of throwing knives. Each throwing knife carries powerful power, like a bullet. Boom! Hawkeye is worthy of being a Hawkeye. He immediately sensed the crisis, especially since his eyes were strengthened, and he directly avoided Lee Te's attack in a short time. But at the next moment, Lee Te took action in an instant. He faced Hawkeye punch down. Boom! Under the powerful force, even Eagle Eye was unable to withstand it, and he hit the ground heavily. Lee Te pursued the victory with an extremely calm expression, and punched Eagle Eye on the chest. At this time, Eagle Eye he couldn't avoid his eyes at all. He hit the ground and felt dizzy. All this happened too fast. Lee Te had a variety of powerful abilities that were beyond what Hawkeye could parry. Even the Black Widow on the side was watching. After this scene, her eyes were shocked. Even she couldn't defeat Hawkeye for a while, but Lee Te subdued Hawkeye in a short time. Even Black Widow was inferior to this kind of close combat skills. But in Black Widow before she could sigh, she saw Lee Te grabbing Hawkeye's neck, holding his head, and slamming it to the ground. Don't want. Under such a powerful impact, Hawkeye couldn't bear it. But Lee Te didn't care so much and took action directly. Boom! Under the powerful force, Hawkeye hit his head on the ground and fainted directly. If Lee Te hadn't reduced the power in his hand, I'm afraid Hawkeye wouldn't have simply fainted. "Lee, what are you doing?" Black Widow said in disbelief. After all, he and Hawkeye were once comrades in arms. Now seeing Lee Te attack so fiercely, he is completely trying to kill people. He also uses such a terrifying and brutal fighting method when facing his own people. And Lee Te stood up, his expression did not change at all, staring at Black Widow coldly. At this time, his brain really needed to be recalibrated. After saying that, he ignored Black Widow's shock and turned around to leave. From the moment Lee Te took action to now, it was only 3 minutes. A legendary agent was subdued by Lee Te just like this. What kind of guy is this? Black Widow murmured, but now it's better to quickly ask someone to let Hawkeye go back and rest. The blow Lee Te just dealt was not too heavy. Then, she directly asked other agents for reinforcements through the communication device. At this time, the system's voice also came from Lee Te's mind. Ding dong, the battle is over. Congratulations to the host for gaining 20 energy points. It's almost the same as Loki, but that's understandable. When Hawkeye fought with him before, he didn't use all his strength. But it's different now. This is a real battle, and Hawkeye certainly can't fight against him. With Hulk and Hawkeye in the battle, a total of 220 energy points were obtained. Although it was not much, it could still do a lot of things. This time, Lee Te planned to save the energy points first. In the subsequent battle in New York, so many Chitauri, even if each one only has a little energy value, as long as he moves fast enough, he can harvest thousands of energy points at once. As long as he waits for the New York battle to be over, Lee Te can definitely download some of the powerful abilities of the three giants of the Avengers. That is the real top superpower. While Lee Te was thinking about this, the entire helicarrier had returned to its original state and was no longer falling. It seems that the cooperation of Captain America and Iron Man has stabilized the helicarrier. Came down. Soon after, Li Te came to the place where Loki was originally imprisoned. The huge transparent prison had disappeared, leaving only Nick Fury and the dying Coulson. Li Te had no feeling at all about this. He knew that Coulson was just faking his death this time. However, the future Coulson may not appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It will be difficult to see him in the future. Mr. Fury. Li Te stood behind Nick Fury and spoke calmly. Nick Fury turned to look at Li Te and took a deep breath. Coulson is dead. Li Te nodded, indicating that he knew. Coulson's departure is undoubtedly a huge blow to Fury. Even now he doesn't know whether the Avengers' plan will be implemented. Sir, Loki has run away and now is not the time to be sad. Li is very calm. It seems that the Nick Fury in this world is still a little different from the movie world. But he must promote the development of the plot and start the battle in New York. What's your suggestion? Fury stood up, with a trace of doubt on his face. He looked at Li Te, as if he wanted to see through him. I know that you have actually found out that I did what happened to Peter Parker, and I have no reason to hide this, but you also know that I did not cause any harm to that child, so there is no pursuit. Li Te was very calm. He could guess these things. After all, S.H.I.E.L.D. is S.H.I.E.L.D. As long as they investigate with all their strength, they can definitely find out. But Li Te is sure that Peter Parker is the little spider, and S.H.I.E.L.D. has not yet. I know. Maybe, they will know in the future. But these are no longer important. You are smart and you are right. What are your thoughts about these Avengers? Nick Fury said, he is a very scheming person. But he can't see through Li Te. Especially when he is not sure about Li Te's purpose. But one thing he is sure of is that Li Te is not Jutu. The Snake Man has not caused any harm to S.H.I.E.L.D. So now he wants to hear Li Te's opinion. What should be done next? We need a plan, and Mr. Coulson's death is the most important part of our plan. Li Te smiled, with a glimmer of light in his eyes. He wants to control S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers in his own hands. And this is just the first step. Chapter 68. Of course, the control Li Te wanted was not to truly control them. He just wanted to make these Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. fear him so that they would not cause trouble to him in the future. Just like now, he is confessing something to Nick Fury, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., in order to make the other party put down his guard against him. In fact, what he did was very effective. Fury is indeed slowly letting down his guard now. But this is just the beginning, let the other party truly believe in you completely. Now is not the time. The existence of this so-called Spy King is not that simple. Coulson's death is the most important part of our plan. Fury looked at Li Te. Although it was just one eye, a kind of wisdom emerged. Li Te's words made him think of a lot. S.H.I.E.L.D. cannot control these Avengers, as I believe you can see from previous events, but we can use this opportunity to officially unite them, at least this time. Li Te was extremely calm. As a person who has seen the overall situation, he naturally knew what he was doing. Fury also knew what Li Te meant and nodded immediately. With Coulson's sacrifice, you make these people share the same enemy, right? You are indeed very smart. Fury said, he now knows Li Te's plan. It is to use Coulson's death to make these people become real Avengers. I believe what Loki has done before and put them there can be resisted. The superheroes were angered. Now, all they lack is a motivation. Although Thor and Dr. Banner have left now, it is only a matter of time before they return. I believe Mr. Fury already knows how to do it, and I will support you. Li Te remained indifferent, as if what happened before had nothing to do with him. So how can I completely trust you? Fury has already agreed with Li Te's plan and plans to do it. But Li Te's current performance is indeed too surprising, and when he defeated Loki and started the war with Thor, Fury had already I suspect that this Li Te is a person with superpowers, and his purpose is extraordinary. Now he is a little afraid of Li Te. We have not had any conflicts before. On the contrary, I will help you. As for how you can completely believe in yourself, it depends on Mr. Fury himself. After saying this, Li Te turned around and left. For such a person, he does not need too many explanations. The more he explains, the bigger the flaws will be. Fury is a smart man, he knows what to do. Is the best. So, what Li Te had to do was to say a word at the critical moment. Looking at Li Te's leaving back, Nick Fury didn't say anything, but slowly squatted down and took a step from Coulson's side. He took out some bloody cards, including Captain America and Thor. In fact, Coulson did admire these superheroes. Spies, agents, are also human beings. Coulson, I won't let you die like this. Fury said, and then he handed it over to someone to deal with it, and then he went to the main cab of the helicarrier. At this time, there were not many agents left in the entire cab. They were all the elites of the elite. Hill's face with scars and emotions that have not yet calmed down. Captain America and Iron Man sat in the middle, there was not much excitement on their faces. It was just a kind of loneliness after failure. This was the first time they felt defeated, and it was the first time they felt defeated. One of their own was injured. From the beginning to the end, Loki did nothing to let them, the most powerful superheroes on Earth, fall apart. This made them very angry and regretful at the same time. The main cab was somewhat damaged, reflects their feelings of failure. This was found in Coulson's coat. At this time, Fury came out and dropped a few cards in his hand. Captain America and Iron Man looked at the bloody cards and closed their eyes slightly. Whether it was Iron Man or Captain America, they had nothing to do with Shield. The impression of Coulson in the game was very good. But now, he died in front of him like this. Fury looked at them without speaking, and remembered what Lee Te said to him, and at the moment he slowly walked out. My original intention was to build an extremely powerful alliance that would help us protect the Earth. Maybe I was wrong from the beginning. Iron Man and Captain America both looked at this, and they listened quietly. I want to use the cosmic cube to create a powerful weapon, but I don't put all my bets on it. I have a better dream. Stark should know that you are all the most outstanding in the world. People, when gathered together, play a more powerful role. Fury arrived slowly. He is indeed a very smart man. In fact, Captain America and Iron Man both know what he said. It's just that it's more impactful to say it now. These concepts are all clichés, and they are the same in movies. Iron Man stood up. Although he said this, Coulson's death really made him very angry. This is the most important point for them to work together. Mr. Stark, you know that our enemies are powerful and there are many people who need you. At this time, Lee Te appeared, and he was still so calm. But now, he had put on a battlesuit and looked extremely clean and neat. Everyone looked at Lee Te again, with something strange in their eyes. This is the person that no one has ever seen through. He is said to be from S.H.I.E.L.D., but it seems that S.H.I.E.L.D. cannot control him. I know Mr. Coulson, he believed in you and he will believe it until the day he dies. Lee Te sat down. No one stopped him, not even Nick Fury. Everyone was silent again. Coulson's death had a great impact on everyone present. Loki knows any of you, so they break them one by one and make you fight among yourself. In fact, you failed, and completely. Lee Te spoke again, with a relaxed expression. But what he said really made everyone, including Captain America, frown. Lee Te said that they failed, which made them unhappy. But this is an indisputable fact. They cannot refute. You are all strong and known as superheroes, but now, facing this kind of failure, don't you want to take revenge? At this moment, Lee Te stood up and looked at Captain America and Iron Man. His tone was solemn. Chapter 69, Ready, Iron Man Euro Trademark S Shock 2/6, New Book Subscription, please subscribe for everything. This is a provoking method, everyone present can see it. But it is also the most useful method. Whether it is Captain America or Iron Man, they have failed before. But this was their first failure, and it made them angry. Lee Te was right, the only way to save the situation was to take revenge. Only in this way can they make up for their previous measures. Moreover, he can also avenge Coulson. We didn't know what to do, communications were down, all signals were gone and it was impossible to find Loki. Captain America spoke up, and he told the biggest problem they were facing now. After hearing this, everyone present was silent for a while. Before, Loki took the initiative to sacrifice himself, but now that Loki has escaped, there is no way he will be killed so soon. They discovered that the longer time goes by, the more difficult their situation will be. Especially after he opens the cosmic cube, they may face more terrifying enemies. Mr. Stark, what kind of person do you think Loki is, and what are his next plans? Lee Te spoke appropriately. He had already reminded Iron Man before, but the latter had not yet understood. Once a person has experienced failure, he will calm down. He is an arrogant man who likes flowers and applause. He wants the world to see his existence, and he has found the necessary elements. The only thing he needs is a huge energy source, so that he can truly open the universe Rubik's Cube and build a portal, damn it. Iron Man was talking eloquently while analyzing the questions raised by Li Te. But the more he analyzed it, the more he felt something was wrong. Now, he finally knows where Loki is. That is Stark Tower. Where it is, it not only fits Loki's character, but also meets the conditions for opening the portal. You know, that building is his Stark Industry and a landmark building of Stark Industries. This makes me always proud. How can Iron Man endure it? And Captain America, Fury, and others also knew the problem, and Li Te's meaning was already extremely obvious. I'm going to get some help, Fury, send me a plane. Captain America stood up directly. He was already eager to try. After he finished speaking, Iron Man, Captain America and others began to take action. Li Te stood there with a troubled look on his face. Both Fury and Hill were stunned. Looking at Li Te at this moment, these uncontrollable superheroes were actually organized by Li Te in just a few words. They were shocked. As a representative of S.H.I.E.L.D., I will also participate in this battle. After that, Li Te also went to prepare. Fury and Hill were left behind. Mr. Fury, who is little? Hill also began to doubt because he was performing so well now. Let him be. Fury doesn't have much. The most important thing now is to get these superheroes together. Only in this way can the current crisis be solved. Soon after, Li Te and Captain America were in a treatment room. This is where Hawkeye is, Black Widow also here. I need manpower, can you fly a fighter plane? At this time, Captain America spoke with a solemn expression. Black Widow's strength is indeed qualified to participate in the war with them. I can. At this time, Hawkeye came out, his eyes had returned to their original appearance, and they were still filled with incomparable anger. Loki had controlled him before, which made him very uncomfortable. For this reason, he had to take action. Black Widow looked at Captain America and nodded, indicating that Hawkeye was now back to his original state. Then, everyone set off together. Lee, Natasha said, you helped me calibrate my memory. How did you do it? Hawkeye looked at Li Te, with a trace of doubt and curiosity on his face. He was controlled by Hawkeye, how did Li Te help him recover? Captain America cast curious glances. Li Te had previously offset Luo Te's power. Basic control. This is a very bad memory, Mr. Button should not think about it too much. Li Te smiled, leaving the Black Widow helpless. She did not tell Hawkeye. After all, Li Te's method of calibrating memory was too cruel. She was afraid that Hawkeye would not be able to accept it for a while. At this time, Hawkeye didn't think too much. Just nodded slightly. Okay, Captain, please find an opportunity to set off. Mr. Stark and I will go together. After saying that, Li Te turned around and left. Captain America and Hawkeye looked at each other, wondering what was going on. He is stronger and more mysterious than we thought. Let's do our thing and he will go. Black Widow said, without explaining the mystery. Everything will be revealed in the subsequent battle, and it is meaningless to say more now. Then, the three of them boarded the fighter plane together. The target was the Stark Tower in New York. And at this time, Li Te has come to Iron Man's side. Hey, Mr. Stark, are you ready? Iron Man looked at Li Te, holding the newly repaired steel helmet in his hand. He glanced behind Li Te, but did not see Captain America and others. Won't you go with them? I can't take you with me. Li Te nodded slightly after hearing this. I know. Iron Man looked strange, but ignored Li Te. He took out the controller in his hand. In an instant, the steel suit behind him unfolded, covering his whole body. This process was extremely pleasing to the eye, and it was a strong sense of technology. Then, Iron Man only had one head left outside, looking at Li Te like this. Li, I really can't take you. You can go find the captain and the others, although it will be a little slower. When he said this, Iron Man was extremely proud. This is the suit he designed, and in this world, he is the only one who has this technology. With the help of the iron suit, he has become a real superhero. The creation he is most proud of. I know, Mr. Stark. Li Te said. The moment he just answered, pieces of black armor instantly covered his body. Each piece of black armor looked extremely mysterious, revealing this ancient charm. This it is a battle armor that conforms to Chinese aesthetics and has an aura. Li Ti, who is wearing armor all over his body, is like a black god of death. Every part of the battle armor seems to be born for war. Those who saw this scene from beginning to end, Iron Man's eyes were straight, he couldn't believe it. Just from the appearance, he could tell that this armor was more powerful than the Mark 7 armor he placed in Stark Tower. It was like the Mark 7 armor. Upgraded version, to read the ununderlined version of the novel, please download Filu. Chapter 70. Could it be that Li Ti is wearing a battle armor designed by himself? At this time, an idea came to Iron Man's mind, but he quickly calmed down. The armor in front of him was completely different from his design concept. Especially the color and armor on it are completely different. But why does Li Ti have this kind of armor on him? This made Iron Man unable to accept it for a while. The battle armor should be his first creation. Now, can we set off together? Li Ti said with a smile. Of course he knew the reaction of Iron Man. Let me ask you, if the thing that I am most proud of suddenly finds that others also have it, it would be difficult for anyone to accept it. And Li Ti's purpose is I want Iron Man to discover it. After the transformation of the system, Iron Man can't find anything strange at all. Especially the power system of the two sets of armors. Iron Man relies on the arc reactor on his chest, but Li Ti has the system warehouse. Just like in his previous battle with Hulk, the armor suffered some damage, but it quickly recovered completely. He doesn't need resources to patch it up at all. Okay, let's set off together. Iron Man said, and then he put on his helmet and flew directly out. Li Ti did not hesitate, activated the armor, and followed closely. This was Li Ti's first time to experience the feeling of flying at high altitude, especially on him. The armor is extremely powerful, both in terms of speed and kinetic energy. And there is no need to worry about power consumption. It can be said that the difference between Li Ti's armor and Iron Man's armor is the power system. On the other side, I just sat down. Captain America, Hawkeye and others who boarded the fighter plane also saw Li Ti and Iron Man leaving. A look of astonishment appeared on their faces. Who is that black armor? It can't be Li Ti, right? Hawkeye asked curiously, while Captain America shook his head. This was the first time he saw Li Ti in such a state. Some of the things he does are always unexpected. Black Widow said, she has accepted it. After all, even Hulk's punch did not hurt Li Ti. She is looking forward to what surprises Li Ti will have next. In the air, there are two sets, one black and one red. The armor rushed out, and the speed exceeded the speed of sound, forming a sonic boom. Li Ti's armor was an upgraded version, and it was faster than Iron Man. At this time, Iron Man followed closely, and he looked at Li Ti in front of him. Full of questions in my mind. Jarvis, scan the structure and materials of this armor. After Iron Man gave the order, all the data appeared on the screen monitor in front of him. Sorry sir, this armor cannot be scanned. The material and structure are unknown. The voice of Jarvis came, which surprised Iron Man. The artificial intelligence he developed can scan almost most materials in the world, and can even find weaknesses. But Li Ti's black armor, he did not know clue. Could it be that this suit of armor was really just developed by him? Iron Man thought in his mind that he already felt that this armor had nothing to do with him. It was just that he was curious about how Li Ti built this armor. It was even more advanced than his own. Is there any other armor in this world? Is there anyone smarter than himself? Just when Iron Man was thinking of this, the clouds in the sky slowly faded away. Below Li Ti and Iron Man, Stark Tower stood. On the highest floor, an unknown device was start. Iron Man also found Loki's location through the suit. It was his office. Mr. Stark, come along. Li Ti said, entering the office with Iron Man. As for that device, Li Ti was unwilling to destroy it. How could he obtain the energy value if he didn't want to find a way to start a war? Li Ti didn't care at all how much impact this war would have and how many people would die. Iron Man thought of Loki's power and immediately agreed. This was just in case. Soon after, Li Ti and Iron Man landed on the top of the building. At this moment, Loki also discovered the existence of the two. He held the power staff, a trace of doubt appeared on his face. Who is that black armor? When Iron Man and Li Ti put away their armors, Loki's expression changed. It's him. Unconsciously, Loki already had a hint of fear towards Li Te. This was a fear stemming from lack of understanding. He knew all the information about everyone else, but he didn't know anything about Li Te at all. However, he doesn't care, this time he will use his true strength. Hey Mr. Stark, and this Mr. Li. Loki spoke, with a smile on his face, looking very evil. Iron Man glanced at Li Te and walked elsewhere. He needed to activate the latest armor. Li Te slowly walked towards Loki. I want to tell you that it's time for you to surrender. Li Te spoke, looking extremely relaxed. But his tone made Loki very unhappy. You know, he grew up in the fairy palace. And was defeated by a mortal, which already made him very embarrassed. But now, Li Te actually wanted to surrender. How could he agree? Last time, it was just my negligence. I am a god you can never understand. Loki held the scepter and said loudly. He waved the scepter directly, an array of energy spurted out directly. Boom! Li Te did not dodge and allowed the energy to impact on him. Plum! Iron Man, who had just put on the bracelet, was shocked. He didn't expect that Li Te would withstand Loki's blow. The human body on Earth cannot withstand such an attack. And when Iron Man spoke, Loki he rushed directly in front of him, directly picked up Iron Man and threw him out. I am God, and what I say is God's command. I am the master of this world. Sevig, what are you still hesitating about? Come and conquer this world with me. Loki held the scepter and shouted loudly, as if he was really a master. Just a false god, claiming to be the master. At this moment, Li Te walked out. Loki's blow just now had no impact on him at all. Loki's eyes were full of murderous intent and he went straight towards Li Te. Whoosh! In an instant, Li Te threw dozens of flying knives. The speed, angle, and power of each flying knife were extremely terrifying. Boom! Loki couldn't dodge, and was focused by the flying knives, and fell in the ruins. But Li Te did not stop. This Loki has a strong physique. The flying knives could not hurt him at all. Damn ant, you are disrespecting God, I will make you pay the price. Loki rushed out, gathered energy again, and fought with Li Te. At this time, above the Stark Industries building, Dr. Sevig had completely opened the cosmic cube. The real battle had begun. Chapter 71. On Stark Tower, a ray of light instantly broke through the sky. Above the sky, violent rays of light gathered together to form a huge portal. At this moment, Iron Man, who had just put on his latest armor, also discovered this, with a look of shock on his face. Not good. Iron Man looked at the huge portal in the sky, and small black dots poured out of it. It was an army, densely packed behind the portal. He knew that Loki's plan had succeeded. And with a crazy smile appeared on Loki's face as he fought with Li Te. He was enjoying this moment. Do you see, this is the consequence of offending God? You simply cannot understand that the entire earth will be horribly devastated. Loki yelled. He looked at Li Te, hoping to see Li Te's frightened expression. But he was disappointed. Li Te's expression did not change at all in front of him. There was even more faint excitement in his eyes. What is the purpose of this guy? Li Te didn't pay much attention to it. He sprayed out a large amount of spider silk from his hand, which kept wrapping around Loki's body. These spider threads were so dense that Loki couldn't break free for a while. What are you going to do, damn earthlings? Loki was a little frightened. Li Te had endless methods and he couldn't deal with it at all. But at this moment, Li Te had no interest in Loki at all. He put on the armor and flew out of this place. He just passed and in Loki's battle, he once again gained 20 energy points. But he had a better choice, which was to kill those endless Chitauri. Stark, you go to the ground to evacuate the crowd, and I'll deal with them. Through the walkie-talkie, Li Te contacted Iron Man. At this time, Iron Man, who was fighting at high altitude, saw Li Te's figure and looked at the rioting crowd below. Well, you have to pay attention. After saying this, Iron Man rushed directly down. A smile appeared on Li Te's face. He didn't know the energy value of these Chitauri. But when the number reaches a certain level, a qualitative change will occur. This time, he wants to completely harvest the lives of these Chitauri. The Chitauri are very technologically advanced, and they are a kind of mechanical symbiont. They themselves have no mobility, but the mothership in the universe gives them providing energy. The black armor on Li Ti's body instantly locked onto dozens of Chitauri. The armor opened and dozens of careful missiles flew out. Bang bang bang! One by one, the Chitauri were killed by missiles and died directly. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for killing the enemy and gaining 1 energy point. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for killing the enemy and gaining 1 energy point. The sound of the system kept coming, which made Li Te feel happy. A Chitauri only has a little energy, so what he gains this time may be very terrifying. Li, how is the situation now? At this moment, the voice of Captain America came. It was the walkie-talkie channel they had connected before, so that they could fight better. Captain, now that Loki has opened the portal, a group of alien troops are coming to Earth, and the situation is critical. Li Te replied, and Captain America also predicted what would happen this time. After saying this, Li Te ignored the others and continued to strangle the Chitauri in his air. Fortunately, the energy of the system is endless, and he doesn't need to worrying about the lack of energy. But the equipment on the armor is limited, and only by putting away the armor can you get compensation and recovery. But now, with energy values in front of Li Te, it is impossible for him to put away the armor so quickly. Captain, you command them now, and I will block the gap above. Li Te's words have already let Captain America know that Li Te doesn't seem to be being ordered. Li Te doesn't care about other things. He just wants to get a lot of energy. Fortunately, Li Te has many methods, and in a long time for a period of time, 1/2 of the Chitauri were intercepted by him in the air. But 1/2 rushed to the ground and began to carry out massacres. Li Te ignored the others. His goal now was to kill. Boom boom boom. Big explosions are happening across the sky, and Li Te is constantly harvesting the lives of the Chitauri. Fortunately, Li Te has a spider sense and will not be targeted like Iron Man. He can launch attacks in advance. So for a long time, Li Te was not injured at all. This guy, why didn't I know he was so powerful before? Eagle Eyes looked at Li Te who was constantly slaughtering in the sky, and his expression changed. When he came into contact with Li Te before, Li Te was just a 3rd level agent. But now it seems that Li Te has reached an extremely terrifying level. Even I can't Euro trademark T defeat myself. Don't worry about this, we need to act quickly. Captain America spoke, and then specified the battle plan. Although they were small in number, fortunately everyone was very powerful. Hawkeye and Black Widow nodded and started this time's battle in New York. In the sky, although the Chitauri suffered Li Te's fierce firepower, but their numbers were too large. And Li Te could not kill them all. As the number of Chitauri continued to increase, Li Te's pressure became more and more intense, but he also became more and more excited. These are all energy values. Look, what is that? Black Widow looked at the sky, and a huge alien creature appeared. Its huge body was like a building, which shocked both Captain America and Hawkeye. The crowd below saw this scene and ran away. This area has already it became a battlefield. Many innocent people died, and even Iron Man, Captain America and others could not save many. We have to deal with that big guy. Once it comes down, it will cause serious losses. Iron Man said, his face changed drastically. At this moment, Li Te activated his armor, like a black lightning, focusing on the huge alien creature. Boom boom boom. Countless explosions sounded, and under Li Te's powerful vitality, the giant creature suffered a huge blow. To deal with this creature, Li Te used weapons of mass destruction. At this time, Captain America and others only saw, Li Te was slaughtering in the sky alone. It seemed that these so-called superheroes were nothing. Li Te ignored the shock in their hearts. He only had one thought now. That was to kill. Below, the first-generation Avengers were all the assembly has begun. Captain America is formulating a battle plan, but he ignores Li Te. Because he knows that he cannot order him. Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, etc., all take action. Marvel movies. The most famous war in the world has officially begun. Chapter 72. Although the first-generation Avengers were not as powerful as the later ones, at least the 3 giants were here. Especially under the command of Captain America, they are all well organized. Li Te continued to strike in the air, making the people below feel a little relaxed. The 2 most powerful combat powers among the first-generation Avengers were Hulk and Thor. The Hulk is extremely powerful and his skin is indestructible, with almost no attack able to break through his skin. And his power is like a war beast, extremely terrifying. As for Thor, because he was powerful enough, he also had the ability to control thunder and lightning, allowing him to kill hundreds of Chitauri in a short period of time. This made Li Te very jealous. This kind of power to control thunder and lightning was indeed very powerful. Therefore, Li Te wanted to continuously kill these Chitauri and collect enough energy. Only in this way can he gain more powerful abilities. Moreover, according to his estimation, once the plot of the reunion is over, the ability fusion function in his system will also be activated. This is the function he looks forward to most, the integration of his own abilities, thus becoming a more powerful ability. As time goes by, the battle becomes more and more intense. Huge alien creatures keep coming and wreaking havoc in New York. It is unknown how many people died in this battle. This battle in New York will have a huge impact on the entire New York. Of course, these have nothing to do with Li Te. He didn't care how many people died. And with more and more battles, the Avengers' cooperation becomes more and more tacit. Among them, Thor is even more terrifying. His power to control lightning is indeed powerful. Besides Li Te, he has killed the most people. Stark, did you give Li Te the armor he is wearing? Thor said. A little frightened by Li Te, who kept killing Chitauri in the air. This was a one-sided massacre, completely tireless. No, the armor he wore was developed by himself. Perhaps it was his superpower. Iron Man replied, now the first-generation Avengers all think that Li Te has his own superpower. But they don't know what this superpower is specifically. But now, it is enough to have Li Te to relieve them of the pressure. 4 battle circles were formed on the battlefield. One was the Hulk, who was constantly colliding with each other in the buildings. He was extremely powerful, but his ability to fight alone was terrifying. On the other side was Iron Man. The armor on his body provided him with a powerful weapon. Combat power. But he doesn't have the spider sense like Li Te. These Chitauri are too crazy and don't hesitate to sacrifice. So in the process, Iron Man's armor was severely damaged. And there is Thor, he was powerful, and his divine bloodline made him feel like he was victorious. He could control thunder and lightning almost tirelessly, and these Chitauri were just small soldiers. Therefore, on the battlefield, the number of people he killed was second only to Li Te. The last one was Li Te. Many of the missiles and bullets in his armor have been used up, leaving only the energy that can be fired. These energies are the most powerful killing moves, and almost no Chitauri can resist them. Seeing this kind of energy keeps erupting, and even Iron Man can't help but tremble. Li Te, I want to ask you, what is your energy source and why is it endless? This is the issue that Iron Man is most concerned about. His energy source comes from the arc reactor, and the energy of the arc reactor comes from the cosmic cube. Although it contains terrifying energy, it will also be exhausted and needs to be restored. Especially his steel the suit has received great damage. Seeing Li Te firing energy without any scruples makes Iron Man a little envious. This kind of inexhaustible energy is what every scientist and inventor wants to have. Mr. Stark, watch your back. Just as Li Te finished speaking, a Chitauri appeared behind Iron Man. The latter did not react in time and fell directly to the ground, and then started to fight back. Of course Li Te would not tell him the source of his own energy. This is his biggest secret and his biggest advantage. So among so many people, only Li Te can always maintain his peak condition. There are too many Chitauri and we have to do something. Captain America's voice came. If the fight continues like this, it will be endless. Everyone has realized this, and at this time, Black Widow has already started to take action. Li Te looked at the people acting below and frowned slightly. He hasn't killed enough yet. Although he has gained a lot of energy points, he is not satisfied. Whether it is Thor or Hulk, downloading their abilities requires terrifying energy points. But he also knows that there will always be some battles. The end. And what he can do is prolong the war for a while. Boom boom boom. The Chitauri army appeared again. They attacked in large numbers and became more and more numerous. When their strength was exhausted, Captain America and the others were about to reach their limit. Even though these people were superheroes, they had not yet dealt with it first. The ability of an army. Thor may be able to do it, but if this continues, the damage caused will become greater and greater. This is something they don't want to face. I just received news from Fury that the congressmen have decided to use nuclear weapons. At this time, Iron Man's voice came, shocking everyone who was fighting. No one here does not know the power of nuclear weapons. Once this kind of weapon is launched, the entire New York will be affected. I'll stop him, you guys find a way to close the channel. Iron Man flew away directly, while Captain America and others acted as quickly as possible. Lee Te continued to kill the Chitauri in the sky. Just like the plot in the movie, the top management actually used nuclear weapons. It's really a group of people who don't know what to say. People. Lee Te sneered, this is America, self-righteous, civilians are like this, and so are congressmen. But Lee Te doesn't a Euro trademark care, whether the nuclear bomb explodes or not, it has nothing to do with him. The death of those people will not affect him. The only thing he needs to do is to make himself stronger. But Lee Te did not stop Iron Man from taking action. The nuclear bomb exploded, and even he would be affected. And Black Widow has already appeared in Stark Tower, and this battle is very complicated. It will end soon. Boom boom boom. Lee Te still had a cold expression on his face, killing the Chitauri to his heart's content. At this time, his energy value was also increasing. The battle in New York was just a springboard for Lee Te to become a strong man. Especially this time he was in the gains from the New York War can be said to be very great. Therefore, he must make full use of the results of this New York War to improve his strength again. At this time, the US team was handing over to S.H.I.E.L.D. and did not leave here directly. Chapter 73. Lee Te, on the other hand, directly checked his own information and how much energy he had gained. Name, Lee Te. Identity, Level 6 Agent. Abilities, Marksman, Anti-Aging Gene, Spider Sense, Regenerative Power, Longevity Increase, Disease Virus Immunity, Super Serum Gene, Super Endurance, Human Shield Integration, Adsorption Ability, Super Speed, Super Strength, Immunity to Mind Control, Physical Self-Healing, Hand Strengthening, Eyes Transformation, Cast Iron Body, Super Fighting Skills, Sword Skills Proficiency, Firearms Proficiency, Stealth and Stealth. Warehouse, Super Vibranium Shield, Mark 8 Armor. Balance, $2 million. Energy value, 5,700 points, can be used for one-click download and one-click upgrade. In this battle, Lee Te actually gained 5,770 energy points. It may bring an unknown amount of improvement to Lee Te. With so much energy, even Lee Te didn't know how to spend it. Now Lee Te has two choices, the first is the Hulk, and the other is Thor. It can be said that the abilities of these two people are very powerful. They have all exceeded the limits of what humans can bear. But it was difficult for Lee Te to choose. Whether it's Thor or Hulk, he can only choose one of the abilities to download. If you want to download more, Lee Te's energy value is still not enough. After all, the energy value required by the energy in them is too much. Of course, Lee Te can also choose the magical power of Loki. Loki is known as the most powerful wizard in Asgard. It's just that when Lee Te thought of Loki's magic, he also thought of another person. That's Doctor Strange. In the plot of Thor 3, the legendary first wizard of Asgard was tricked by Doctor Strange. Even Thor didn't react for a moment. Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, is arguably the most powerful magician in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, unmatched by anyone. Of course, this is only in the movies, not the comics. Especially Doctor Strange, who possesses the Time Stone, has almost no shortcomings. Of course, he's a magician and has a weakness in melee combat. But no matter what, Doctor Strange can definitely be regarded as one of the strongest heroes in Marvel movies. So instead of trying to download Loki's magical power, Lee Te would be better off with Doctor Strange. As for the Hulk, the only thing Lee Te can choose is the body of the Hulk. The Hulk's body has an almost indestructible hard skin that even Thor cannot damage. With the Hulk's body, neither bullets nor cannonballs can destroy him. This kind of power is not terrible. But this ability is more than sufficient for defense but insufficient for strength. Just having a strong defense is useless if it is not strong enough. Imagine how powerful Hulk is. But in the plot of Avengers 3, the purple potato demon Thanos can defeat the Hulk with a set of military fists without gloves. Hulk's defenses simply couldn't handle it. Of course, these are also related to the fact that the current Hulk is not angry enough. Hulk's power itself comes from his anger. The angrier he is, the stronger he becomes. It's just that Li Te doesn't want to download his anger ability yet. And the super vibranium shield on his body can also do this. After ruling out these, Li Te set his sights on Seoul. After the plot of Avengers 1, Thor will temporarily leave the Earth. By that time, Li Te would not be able to download Thor's power even if he had energy. He must seize the opportunity. Li, let's go down together. Iron Man's voice came. The elevator going down was already crowded with people, except Hulk. The elevator couldn't bear it at all. Good. Li Te walked directly over, and there was Thor on the elevator. At this time, Loki's mouth had been sealed, and he could not speak at all. He had just been beaten violently by Li Te, and he had no idea it was time to say something. In his eyes, Li Te was a monster. Especially when Loki looked at Li Te, he was very frightened. Li Te stood in the elevator and walked to Thor's side. Thor, I'm sorry for being so harsh on your brother just now. You are brothers. You won't blame me, right? Li Te stood next to Seoul and patted Seoul's shoulder with his hand. He is adopted. Thor once again stated that his relationship with Loki was not good. The person in the elevator smiled and said nothing more. At this time, Thor's message appeared in Li Te's mind again. Name, Thor Odinson. Identity, Odin's eldest son, God of Thunder. Abilities, God Ace's body, energy value, 5W, lightning control, energy value, 5000, power of the gods, energy value, 3000, speed of the gods, energy value, 1500, longevity increase, 1000 GB, heart of justice and purity, 1000 GB, Thor's hammer approval condition, Thor's hammer, energy value, 20W. Every power of Thor is super powerful. Especially the Thor's hammer in his hand, which has an energy value of up to 200,000. If he possesses Thor's hammer, Li Te will immediately be promoted to the most powerful superhero. But the energy value was too high, and Li Te had no idea for the time being. Therefore, Li Te prepared to download Seoul's lightning control ability. This is what Li Te really wants. Having the ability to control lightning is a huge help. Especially in battle, the power of thunder and lightning can help Li Te kill enemies faster. It is equivalent to a replica of Thor. Without any hesitation, Li Te started downloading directly. Ding dong, connection successful. Ding dong, downloading the lightning control ability requires 5000 energy points. Do you want to download it? With 5000 energy points, Li Te suddenly became a pauper. Yes. No matter what, improving your own strength is the most important thing. Ding dong, download successful. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for mastering the ability to control lightning. With energy value, you can download it with one click, and there is no need to wait at all. The moment the system sound sounded, Li Te felt the changes in his body. Every cell in his body seemed to be transformed into thunder and lightning. It swept through the whole body instantly. This kind of power was something that Li Te had never experienced before. He had previously downloaded Black Widow's anti-aging gene and Captain America's super serum gene, and could feel obvious changes in his physical body. But this time it was different. Li Te could feel himself every cell is undergoing degeneration. Moreover, it is not an ordinary transformation. Every cell is emitting extremely strong electric current, from his internal organs to the outside. Every cell of Li Te, including the pores, is changing, emitting a thread of electric current. It's just that this electric current is so small that outsiders can't feel it at all. But if Li Te is willing, he can release real thunder and lightning. Chapter 74. His thunder and lightning power is not ordinary thunder and lightning power, but a kind of thunder and lightning emanating from the heaven and earth. Both in terms of voltage and power, it is infinitely more powerful than ordinary current. Li Te could even feel that as long as he wanted to, he could immediately darken the entire sky and form powerful thunder and lightning. This kind of power is definitely beyond human power and is a real superpower. More than 5000 energy points are definitely worth it. With such powerful assistance, his strength will increase exponentially. Ding dong! At this moment, the elevator reached the first floor. We plan to go out to celebrate after we finish handling the cosmic cube. Will you go? Iron Man invited Li Te to get together with them. From this aspect, Li Te became the same existence as them. This is what strength brings. If Li Te is just a small third-level agent, it will not be the same at all. It will be in the eyes of Iron Man and others. It was precisely because of Li Te's performance in this New York battle that Captain America and others recognized Li Te. No, I have some other things to do myself. Li Te returned, making Hawkeye and others slightly disappointed. However, they couldn't force Li Te. After greeting Li Te, they also left. Li Te looked at their leaving figures and prepared to return directly to where they were before. The Avengers base secretly established by S.H.I.E.L.D. He still has a lot of things to do. Are you Li Te? Bruce Little. But just when Li Te was about to leave, a voice came. It was a white man in a suit. Behind him, there were many 6th and 7th level agents. Li Te could tell at a glance that these were gods. People from the S.H.I.E.L.D. Bureau. But Li Te has never seen any of these people before. Yes. Li Te looked at the leader with a hint of indifference on his face. The white man in the leader seemed to have been in a high position for a long time. Especially when he looked at Li Te, there was a kind of suspicion and disdain in his eyes. This Li Te knew that he was the former director of S.H.I.E.L.D., Alexander Pierce. At the same time, he was also a member of Hydra. When S.H.I.E.L.D. destroyed part of the Hydra organization, Hydra was incorporated and became a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. But these people remained stubborn and became double agents. On the surface, they were from S.H.I.E.L.D., but in fact they were from the Hydra organization. And Pierce is now the management of S.H.I.E.L.D. Although in S.H.I.E.L.D. Bureau, the director has a lot of authority. But above the director, there is a management. This management can check and balance the director. Just like behind the president, there are members of Congress. We have seen your information, now come with me. Pierce didn't give Li Te a chance to speak, and was about to take Li Te away from here directly. But Li Te, who just wanted to resist, quickly calmed down. In his heart, he had already thought of a secret plan. Judas Snake, maybe you can use it. Soon after, Pierce took Li Te to S.H.I.E.L.D. I know you belong to Fury, but this time the battle in New York has made the congressman very dissatisfied. You are very strong, and you may also have superpowers, but even so, you need a backer. After all, in Fury in his hands, there is the presence of Avengers. In the elevator, Pierce turned his back to Li Te. His tone was indifferent and he told Li Te something. Li Te did not speak. He knew that there were many things about him that were controlled by S.H.I.E.L.D. Of course, he did not I don't mind. Because with his current ability, he is not afraid of S.H.I.E.L.D. at all. Moreover, Li Te has already guessed what Pierce wants to do with him. You should know my identity. You can work for me in the future. As long as you want, the future director of S.H.I.E.L.D. can be yours. And with me here, your rights will not only be these in the future, but also, I can guarantee you safety. Pierce turned around, and beside him, more than a dozen 7th and 8th level agents were already surrounding him, looking at Li Te. Although they were just agents, Li Te was sure. These people were definitely special. Ability, otherwise, Pierce wouldn't dare to face him like this. The other party will only think of ways to deal with him after he has a full understanding of him. This is threatening him. But Pierce doesn't know it, Li Te already knows it everything. And now he is not something these people can deal with. He has many trump cards in his hands. If they dare to take action, they have already predicted everything. It is difficult to use it in this small elevator, which makes Li Te think the scene in Captain America 2. And Li Te can be sure that Pierce came to him and was fully prepared. Even if he wins, he may be used. Hydra, die but not freeze. As long as S.H.I.E.L.D. exists, the Hydra organization will not disappear. Because S.H.I.E.L.D. has already formed the Avengers. If Hydra does not fight back, Hydra will only become more and more passive in the future. At this point, Hydra has foreshadowed the crisis. It was precisely because of his outstanding performance that he was noticed by S.H.I.E.L.D. executives soon, and even the people of Hydra also noticed him. For Li Te, this is a good thing. So, have you considered serving me? Pierce had a smile on his face, as if everything was in his hands. Fury's authority was already large enough, and he had organized a group of Avengers. If he wanted to fight against these Avengers, he had to find other ways. And Li Te is his primary target. Judging from the information he has, Li Te is a person who will not completely obey S.H.I.E.L.D. It is precisely because of this that he will find Li Te. Of course, if Li Te does not obey their orders, they will not hesitate to take action. As for the crime, it is very simple for them. At this time, the eyes of dozens of people in the elevator are all on Li Te. If they notice anything wrong, they would take action immediately. Li Te slowly approached Pierce and spoke softly. Long live Hydra! When this sentence came out of Li Te's mouth, everyone present was stunned. Even Pierce looked at Li Te in surprise, a little confused. These are all Hydra people, but their identities are too mysterious. Only they know it, not even the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because these are people arranged by Pierce, their identities will not be noticed. Although there is Hydra outside organization, but none of those people knew that Hydra existed in S.H.I.E.L.D. And now, Li Te said these words. His words are the communication slogan of Hydra. S.H.I.E.L.D. is Hydra. Snake's rivals, there is an irreconcilable conflict between them. Chapter 75. Li Te's previous performance has already demonstrated his strength. They wanted Li Te to be one of their own, but when they said this, they didn't know why. An agent directly opened the elevator's tight closing system. After a brief moment of confusion, everyone pointed the finger at Li Te. They are very careful, especially now that Li Te knows their identities. Tell me, who are you? There was a hint of coldness in Pierce's eyes. He has been hiding in Hydra for so long and has never attracted anyone's attention. No one knows his identity. Unless he is a member of Hydra himself. But he can't help but be careful, because of the relationship too big. Mr. Pierce, as you know, there is only so much I can say. As for what you said to me before, you should know my attitude. The organization has its own considerations. Li Te's expression was very relaxed, and he was not afraid of these people doing anything to them. These people have been able to hide in S.H.I.E.L.D. for so long, and none of them are fools. Hydra is extremely well organized, and they don't even know who they are. But it's also because of this that Hydra has existed for so long. Can I really trust you? Pierce said. In fact, he had begun to believe it, especially at this time. They had not revealed their identities before, but Li Te still said this. This means that Li Te has clearly understood their identity. Identity. In this case, Li Te did not expose them, but revealed his identity. This already meant that Li Te was from within their organization. But he still couldn't be careless, so he could only ask this question. Whether you believe it or not is your own business. As for whether you need my help or not, it depends on your own decision. There is only so much I can say. If I disappear for too long, I am afraid it will arouse suspicion. As he spoke, Li Te pointed to the monitor on the elevator. At this moment, the agent also turned off the emergency device. The monitor on the elevator only has a video recording function and does not have a voice recording function. Moreover, this is Pierce's special elevator. He has the highest authority. I will give you a good identity in S.H.I.E.L.D. so that you are not restricted by Fury. Pierce said calmly. He wanted to make good use of Li Te. We'll have another chance to meet again. After saying that, the elevator door opened directly. And Pierce and others did not stop Li Te, because in their eyes, Li Te was already one of their own. That Hydra slogan, not just anyone can shout out. Sir, I didn't expect that he would be one of our own. An agent said, and the others nodded one after another. I didn't expect it, but now that we have one more person, the next thing will be easier to handle. By the way, Rumlow, have you got the things? Pierce asked, and the Rumlow he was talking about was Crossbones. Already arrived and will be sent away soon. An agent replied. This gave Pierce a sigh of relief. He originally wanted to get the Cosmic Cube. But the Avengers were too powerful and Nick Fury's people were there, so he couldn't do it. Otherwise, he would definitely suffer. It was him. Then, everyone left, and it was time for Hydra to officially take action. On the other side, Li Te, who had walked out of S.H.I.E.L.D., was about to return to the Avengers base. Pierce came to him because he wanted to serve Hydra. But Li Te has seen through everything and has everything in his hands. Whether it is Hydra or S.H.I.E.L.D., they are all pawns in his hands. The reason why he agreed to Pierce is for the future plan. The most important point is that Hydra has been destroyed before, so many people don't know what happened. He can take advantage of this opportunity, so Hydra can't find anything yet. At this point, Li Te he had already made his own considerations. Using Pierce, it was best to contact Hydra's secret base in Europe. Loki's scepter, the Mind Stone, would be placed there. Of course, Li Te had no idea about the Mind Stone for the time being. But Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, he does have great ideas. Especially Scarlet Witch, who has powerful power, derived from the Mind Stone. It's just that Scarlet Witch hasn't exerted it yet. If he can reach that secret base, he can download it the abilities of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. With the Hydra line, he does not have to wait for the opening of Avengers 2. Instead, he can make arrangements in advance. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Originally in the comics, Quicksilver and Red Witches are all children of Magneto and are mutants. But these have nothing to do with Li Te, he just needs to keep getting stronger. And not long after, Li Te has returned to the Avengers base. The plot of Avengers 1 is over. What he has to do is to promote the development of the next plot. As for what those heroes will do and what dangers they encounter, Li Te doesn't care because he doesn't have enough energy to download the abilities of those superheroes. The task given to me by the system is to kill the Mandarin and Dr. Killian within a month, but they haven't shown up yet, so there's no rush for now. In a room in the Avengers base, Li Te murmured to himself. He was thinking about the overall situation, how to be more beneficial to himself. For example, killing the Mandarin in 1 month, that is to say, the plot of Iron Man 3 will be over within a month. He must prepare early. It's better to integrate your own abilities first. Li Te took a deep breath. The end of Avengers 1 has brought him 2 major functions, the fusion of tasks and abilities. Among them, the fusion of abilities is what he is most looking forward to. He has many abilities, but now he can help his own, but not much. After fusion, he can transform into a more powerful ability. Then Li Te calmed down. This time, he wants to make a complete change. He now has many abilities, and there are many similar abilities according to what Li Te knew before. The more similar abilities he fuses, the greater the fused ability will be. This is why Li Te left 600 energy points. Because he has the ability himself, the fusion ability time, the required energy value will not be too much. First, Li Te integrates the physical ability. The system selects similar capabilities that can be fused for fusion. Ding dong, the power of regeneration, super serum gene, physical self-healing, hand strengthening, eye transformation, adsorption ability, and pig iron body are all physical abilities and can be fused. The voice of the system came, making Li Te's eyes shine. Although these 5 similar abilities are different in details, they are all of the same kind. He is looking forward to what abilities he will gain through this fusion. Chapter 76. Start merging. Without any hesitation, Li Te directly chose to combine the 5 abilities. Ding dong, the energy required for this fusion is 200 points. Do you want to fuse? Yes. When Li Te gave the order, an inexplicable power suddenly poured into Li Te's body. Every cell, pore, and capillary in his body underwent huge changes at this time, and bursts of light continuously pouring into Li Te's body. The fusion process is a long and painful process. Because these abilities can be regarded as the abilities of the physical body. The fusion of these abilities makes Li Te feel great pain. But Li Te did not move at all and endured all the pain. His flesh was squirming, and his entire body underwent tremendous changes. Li Te could even feel his skin and organs vibrating, breaking one by one. It's like being reborn. This is a true transformation, not a simple strengthening. Ding dong, congratulations on the successful host fusion. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for gaining a new ability, the body of a demigod. I don't know how long it took, but the voice of the system appeared in Li Te's mind again. All the pain disappeared, but was replaced by a sense of relaxation. Especially the gravity of the earth seemed to have an impact on Li Te. His influence was very small. Li Te could even feel that he could jump hundreds of meters when he jumped. Then Li Te began to check the effect of his latest ability. The body of a demigod, so the name suggests that he has the blood of half a god. Power. Take Thor for example, his body is the body of a god. With the body of a demigod, Li Te can not only regenerate severed limbs, but can even regenerate and reconnect his head after it is cut off. In other words, no matter how many fatal injuries Li Te suffers later, as long as his body is still there, he can be reborn again. And the rebirth speed is very fast, without affecting the combat power at all. Although it is not as good as the blood rebirth in Chinese mythology, it's very close. Even the injured body cannot affect Li Te's combat power. Moreover, this kind of demigod's body is also top-notch in terms of defense. Even small missiles can't do anything to Li Te. Compared with the previous ones, the body of pig iron is so much stronger. This is Li Te's latest ability. Seeing this, Li Te looked excited. From today on, he officially breaks away from the category of human beings and has half the blood of the gods. Li Te can foresee that if he downloaded Thor's divine body, and once integrated, it can create the bloodline of gods. Gods are the top beings in the Marvel world, surpassing Thanos and Odin, and are true gods. But Li Te soon recovered. After losing his mind, he still has many abilities and can continue to integrate. Ding dong, anti-aging genes, longevity increase, disease virus immunity, and immunity to psychic abilities are similar and can be fused. The voice of the system came again, and Li Te did not hesitate at all, and once again performed the ability fusion. Ding dong, this fusion requires 200 energy points. Do you want to fuse? Yes. Same as before, there was no hesitation. This time the fusion was also accompanied by pain, but Li Te still got through it. As long as he is strong, Li Te can do anything. Ding dong, integration successful. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for gaining a new ability, Divine Bloodline. The voice of the system came, making Li Te excited. It was an ability comparable to the gods, and it was the power of the blood of the gods. The effect of this blood power is to be immune to all diseases, viruses, and various hypnosis techniques on the earth. For example, people on earth are all mortal bodies, and they are all human beings, that is, human blood. This kind of blood is simply weak to the advanced creatures in the universe, and a little bit of damage can be unbearable for humans. But the god's bloodline is different. With this kind of bloodline, Li Te can live in space for a short time. This kind of bloodline is far beyond ordinary people and has various wonderful uses. It can even cure cancer, because the difference in bloodline levels is so big that everything can make human beings things that die instantly will be greatly weakened in Li Te. This is the blood of the gods. It is like the difference between mortals and gods. But Li Te knows that his blood of the gods is not the blood of gods. If one day, he is promoted to a god bloodline, that is the real way to travel in space, resist all kinds of space radiation, and feel as comfortable as a god. This is becoming stronger in the true sense, and it is also the real power of the unlimited download system. Afterwards, Li Te calmed down his interest again and carried out the third 3 fusion. Ding dong, sharpshooter, super endurance, super speed, super strength, super fighting skills, sword proficiency, firearms proficiency, stealth and stealth abilities are similar and can be fused. The voice of the system came, and Li Te's eyes lit up. Because the abilities selected by the system are all related to combat. It is precisely because of these abilities that Li Te was able to rise in a short period of time. And when these abilities are integrated into when they were together, Li Te was looking forward to how his combat power would be improved. After 3 fusions, Li Te also figured out the system's criteria for selecting similar abilities. For example, the first fusion was the physical body, and the second time, it was the physical body. It has a lot to do with adaptability. This third time, it is the combat ability. Without any hesitation, Li Te chose to fuse. Ding dong, this fusion requires 200 energy points. Do you want to fuse? Yes. The last 200 points, Li Te thought. But he can be sure that the fusion ability will definitely exceed his imagination. The previous 2 fusions have surprised Li Te, and this time, there are 8 kinds of fusions. The fusion of abilities. What new abilities will emerge? Li Te will wait and see. Ding dong, integration successful. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for gaining new abilities. Chapter 78, God's Combat Skills, Iron Man is missing 5/5. Please subscribe to the new book and ask for everything. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for gaining a new ability, the battle skill of God. The voice of the system came, and a smile appeared in Li Te's eyes. All of this is under his control. His various abilities have exceeded the limits of humans, and above humans, he is naturally a god. This is the worldview of Marvel movies, and it is easy to guess. And Li Te's latest ability, God's Combat Skill, is a kind of combat skill. This kind of combat skill includes everything, whether it is firearms, knife skills, or shooting. They have surpassed the limits of human beings. As long as they are fighting, they can be said to be perfect. With the combat skills of gods, Li Ti's fighting style will completely surpass humans. It is like turning a person into a real war machine. It is extremely outstanding in all aspects. Especially this new ability is a fusion of Li Ti's previous abilities, has the characteristics of various abilities, and is an enhanced version. Otherwise, how could he be named a god? Now Li Ti's the three new abilities have exceeded the boundaries of human beings. Just as Li Ti expected, as long as he continues to fuse, he will eventually become a god. Chapter 77. This is the strong one. If you have to put a limit on Li Ti today, it would be close to the power of the gods. Superhuman in every way. Afterwards, Li Ti opened the panel again to see his changes. Name, Li Ti. Identity, Level 6 Agent. Abilities, Demigod's Body, God's Blood, God's Combat Skills, Lightning Power, Spider Sense, Human Shield Integration. Warehouse, Super Vibranium Shield, Mark 8 Armor. Balance, $2 million. Energy Value, 100 points, can be used for one-click download and one-click upgrade. Before the fusion, Li Ti had a total of 700 energy points, but now, there are only 100 points left. And he only has 6 abilities left. As for the last 100 energy points, Li Ti already had an idea. That is to upgrade the Mark Armor. This is what he needs. Before he has invincible power, the Mark Armor is very important. Especially in the case of mass destruction, the Mark Armor can be used as a weapon. It can also be used as your own cover. This will prevent others from fully understanding themselves, and the most important thing is that if Mark's armor is upgraded to the end, it may become a god's armor, completely integrated with himself, and burst out with more powerful power. In this regard, Li Ti is quite confident. Afterwards, Li Ti used up all the last 100 energy points. The energy required for an upgrade was not much, only 50 points. The Mark armor can be directly upgraded to the Mark 10 armor. This is something that even Iron Man has not researched. In less than 10 minutes, the armor upgrade was completed. It is more powerful and more perfect than the Mark 10 armor developed by Iron Man in the future. As for the Vibranium Shield, Li Ti has no idea yet because he really has no energy value. Li Ti spent a total of 3 days on this fusion upgrade. During these 3 days, no one bothered me. Afterwards, Li Ti stood up. The Avengers base already has Black Widow, Hawkeye and Captain America stationed there, so it can be said to be beginning to take shape. As for the other 3 people, one did not dare to let him stay here, one had returned to God's domain, and the other still had a huge group to manage. After greeting Hawkeye and others, Li Ti went to the training ground. The Avengers base is very large and has a dedicated training ground. His ability integration and upgrade is now complete, but now, he needs to continue to familiarize himself with his power. Possessing 3 powers that exceed human limits, Li Ti is not comparable to those of the gods, but he is not much worse. Now he can fight the Hulk head-on. This is change. Slowly, time passed like this bit by bit. Black Widow and others rarely stay in the Avengers base and have their own tasks. It's just that no one has locked up Li Ti for the time being. Although he is now a level 6 agent, his previous performance in the Battle of New York was too strong. Even Nick Fury didn't know how to arrange him, so Li Ti had no tasks for the past half-month. We can only let Li Ti train some new agents. And Pierce, since the last conversation with Li Ti, he has not found Li Ti. Li Ti didn't take any of this seriously. On this day, Li Ti was training some 3rd and 4th level agents as usual. Those 3rd and 4th level agents had obviously heard of Li Ti's reputation, so they all worked very hard. I hope to be appreciated by Li Ti. But from beginning to end, Li Ti didn't say anything. It's like completing a task. Plum. At this moment, a voice came from outside the training ground. A woman wearing tights walked in from the door, it was Black Widow. All the agents stopped and asked the agents present to stop. Come down. I've seen you, sir. I've seen you, sir. At the Avengers base, although I didn't know the existence of the legendary agent Black Widow. Black Widow glanced at everyone, nodded and said directly, I have something to tell you. Li Ti asked everyone to train again and left with Black Widow. Soon after, Li Ti followed Black Widow to an office, which is inside the Avengers base and can only be entered by at least level 8 agents. There is a very urgent matter, but I don't know much about it. Fury needs to talk to you about the details. After that, the doors in the office were opened. It was Nick Fury, director of SHIELD. I heard that Pierce was looking for you. Nick Fury said directly as soon as he entered the door. Lee Te smiled after hearing this. He knew that this kind of thing could not be hidden from Fury. But with Pierce's strength, Fury had no idea what they talked about that day. Yes, he wanted to win over me. Lee Te did not hide everything. In fact, Pierce was indeed trying to win over him. Black Widow looked at Lee Te with a surprised look. And did not expect to say it so easily. After hearing this, Fury narrowed his eyes. Look at Lee Took. I'm afraid Mr. Fury came to me not for this matter. Lee Te was not nervous. This was just Fury's test. In fact, Fury just wanted Lee Te's attitude, and Lee Te's answer made Fury very satisfied. Fury didn't say anything more. He directly opened the big door in the office. The screen is a set of bombing pictures. Stark is missing. On the screen, it was Iron Man's home that was blown up. The plot of Iron Man 3 has begun. The plot of Iron Man 3 has just begun. There was an error in the previous chapter, which has been corrected. At this time, Fury is playing the picture shows Iron Man's beachside villa being attacked, a major terrorist attack. Later, Fury and Leet explained what happened these days. Since the New York War, Thor has returned to Fairyland. As for Dr. Banner, because his destructive power is extremely terrifying, so the place where he stays is very secret. Only S.H.I.E.L.D. only the layers know. It can be regarded as an appropriate protection. However, Iron Man was greatly affected by the battle in New York and almost didn't go out during this period. And a long time ago, the person who kidnapped Iron Man took action again, and that was the Ten Rings gang. The leader of this gang is named Mandarin. Because he wears 10 rings on his hands, he founded the Ten Rings gang. Unlike what Lee Te saw in the comics, this Mandarin does not have any Chinese blood. But the Ten Commandments gang he founded is a powerful terrorist organization that has carried out many terrorist activities and can be said to be very dangerous. Recently, the Mandarin has been eyeing Iron Man. Then Iron Man also announced that he would fight the Mandarin to the end. It was precisely because of this that the Mandarin later bombed the place where Iron Man was. During that bombing, Iron Man used the suit to fight, but something happened suddenly. In the end, Iron Man was defeated and disappeared from public view. This is a major event that happened recently, and Fury found a lot of details. Chapter 78. There are many things that S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to do now. The most important thing is to rebuild New York, and there is no way to deal with this matter at the moment. So Fury found Lee Te. Now if he wants to find Iron Man, Lee Te is the best candidate. So, Mr. Fury wants me to handle this matter. Lee Te sat down, his expression did not change much. He knew this matter better than anyone else. But he was not very interested in saving Iron Man, because he did not need anyone else's rescue at all. The only thing Lee Te was interested in was that he was full of energy. Master and Dr. Killian, who controls the overall situation behind the scenes. This is a task given to him by the system, and there is still half a month before the task deadline. But what surprised Lee Te is that the plot unfolded very quickly, and it was only half a month. Time has entered the plot of Iron Man 3. Iron Man must have been developing his own armor in the past half month. The latest model is probably the Mark 19. This is the most powerful thing about Iron Man. The most powerful brain. But Lee Te can also understand that before, he showed a more powerful armor in front of Iron Man. In a way, it accelerated Iron Man's invention of armor. Regarding this point, Lee Te was not surprised. S.H.I.E.L.D. has a lot of work now, and the captain and the others are not here. The only one who can handle this matter is you. Fury is very serious. He knows that he can't use a commanding tone to ask Lee Te to do things. That will only be counterproductive. So there is a request in his tone. Although Lee Te is a level 6 agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. on the surface, he is too powerful. Yet, S.H.I.E.L.D. has no control at all. Just like those superheroes. Don't worry, I will take care of this matter. Lee Te replied that Fury meant for him to find Iron Man. After all, Iron Man has too much influence. Fury nodded slowly after hearing Lee Te's answer. Since Lee Te has agreed, as for how Lee Te would handle this matter, he could not intervene. Then, Fury put all the information about the Mandarin here and asked Lee Te to study it carefully. Lee Te was the only one left in the room, and he carefully observed the previous videos of the Mandarin. If the plot in the movie is to be followed, the Mandarin is still a puppet. The mastermind behind the scenes is Dr. Killian. He developed a kind of biotechnology, which can actually be regarded as another version of the extremis virus, but the effect is far less powerful than the extremis virus. The first thing Li Te has to do is to complete the task, and the second is the biotechnology of Dr. Killian. Anyone who injects that kind of drug, the tissues and cells in the body will undergo great changes. Both combat power and recovery power will be extremely powerful, which is a very strong ability. But whether it is worth downloading by Li Te is another matter. There is still half a month left before the mission is completed, but I can't wait any longer, so let's let this plot end as soon as possible. Li Te murmured to himself. He had no intention of wasting his energy on this kind of thing. As long as the Mandarin and Dr. Killian are killed, the plot of Iron Man 3 will be over. In this plot, except for no one else was interested in the energy value obtained after completing the mission. Then, Li Te walked out of the room. His first purpose was to find Iron Man, but he was not prepared to bring it back. Iron Man needed to overcome all this. As long as solve this matter and the plot continues to progress, which is what Li Te wants. Soon, Li Te drove the latest upgraded armor and left the Avengers base directly. On the second floor of the Avengers base, Black Widow and Fury looked at Li Te's leaving figure. Can he really solve this problem? Black Widow spoke, with a trace of confusion on her face, looking at Fury. We were out of manpower, and there was a problem within S.H.I.E.L.D., and Pierce was trying to figure out how to move my position. Fury said that he was not having a good time during this period. The New York War had a lot of impact, especially at that time. He vetoed the congressman's decision in public. Although the congressmen were proved wrong in the end, he knew that those AOAO might not give up. They just lacked an excuse to touch him. That's why he asked what happened between Li Te and Pierce before, and Li Te's answer satisfied him. This proved that Li Te was still worthy of him trust. Okay, I'm going to find the captain. These days he is hanging out with a man named Sam, and there are still a lot of things waiting to be dealt with. After Black Widow finished speaking, she left the Avengers base directly. Fury didn't say anything. He didn't know why. He always felt that something big was going to happen. But what it was, he couldn't tell. This matter may affect the entire God. S.H.I.E.L.D. When they were talking, Li Te had already left the Avengers base thousands of miles away. He came to Florida, United States. According to Li Te's previous memories, after Iron Man's home was bombed, he falling at this place. At this time, Li Te was flying beyond the speed of sound at an altitude of several thousand meters, and he had already turned on the tracking locking system. Because the armor he downloaded before had the same functions as Iron Man, and in many aspects looking at each other. So as long as he found Iron Man's suit, he found Iron Man. It was already approaching night, and Li Te kept searching in the air. Did he? At this moment, a red dot appeared on the operating system in front of Li Te. It was exactly where Iron Man's armor was. Li Te guessed it right. Today's Iron Man is wearing the Mark 11 model armor. It has a higher performance than his system upgrade. Of course, the armors made by Iron Man during this period were all made according to different situations. Although there are some differences in details, but there is not much difference in other aspects. The truly powerful steel armor is classified by Mark 50. That armor uses nanotechnology. As for other models, they are all similar, and the power will not be too great. Big changes, just some differences in color and performance. Now, Li Te has found the location of Iron Man. Without any hesitation, Li Te directly activated his armor to go to the target. Call. The speed of this suit of armor is so fast that it exceeds the speed of sound and creates a huge sonic boom. The armor transformed by the system is completely different from the one invented by Iron Man, especially in terms of material. Those armors were much more powerful. Although the armor signal on Li Te's body was only Mark 10, it was much more powerful in terms of performance and power. At this time, in a field of ice and snow, a man wearing half-sleeves pulled a set of red and white battle armor. Chapter 79. Although his abilities are reduced, each one possesses extremely powerful power. Ability lies in the essence rather than the quantity. A truly strong person is one who can defeat 10 with one force. No matter how superb your skills are, no matter how many tricks you have, I will defeat them all on my own. This is his latest armor, but unfortunately it has no electricity, so it cannot be activated. Not to mention flying, it can't even do a simple startup. This reflects the benefits of Li Ti's system. The armor on his body has the help of the system, and in terms of energy, it is almost endless. And this man in half sleeves is none other than Iron Man, billionaire Tony Stark. Without the protection and help of the armor, he was just like a mortal. He could not bear such cold weather. This area is deserted and there seems to be no end in sight. Call. Just when Iron Man was a little desperate, he heard a familiar roar. He immediately looked up. In the dark night, a black armor, like a mecha coming out of hell, stopped in front of him. Of course Iron Man knew about this armor. He put down the rope in his hand and sat on the ground. Did Fury ask you to come? Did you see the joke? At this time, Iron Man suffered a major blow. Not only was his home bombed by others, but even the armor was useless. He is just an ordinary mortal now, not much stronger than ordinary people. The black armor opened its mask, revealing Li Tuk's face. The Battle of New York had a great impact on you. I know that you were very nervous when you traveled through the wormhole. Li Te spoke, but he was still indifferent. I never expected to face that kind of enemy. Iron Man looked at Li Te and said. In fact, he was not afraid, but nervous. There were many people he wanted to protect, but he was afraid that his abilities were not enough. So after the battle in New York, he worked hard to build a suit. Want to create a steel legion. Only in the armor can he feel at ease. The enemies we have to face in the future will be more powerful than before, and you are very important. I know your inner anxiety, but many times, if you have power, you have to use it to do something. Li Te said with a smile. He wanted to help Iron Man get out of this difficulty, so as to facilitate the development of the subsequent plot. I wish I didn't have this ability. Iron Man said. He was very entangled and didn't know what the right thing to do was. He was confident that he could protect everyone, but in fact, he seemed to have failed to protect anyone. I'll go back and deal with the Mandarin's affairs, and you can solve the next difficulties by yourself. After saying that, Li Te closed his mask again. He came here just to confirm that Iron Man was fine. As for how he could overcome this difficulty, Li Te had already said everything he could. At least give me some energy. I don't know how long it will take before I can go out. Iron Man's expression changed when he saw that Li Te was about to leave. He couldn't stand the weather here, and there was such a armor. If you go east, there will be a gas station. This was the last word Li Te left. After saying that, he started the suit and left here. Iron Man was left with a confused look on his face. Hey Li, you should give me a dress. Iron Man said again, but Li Te had disappeared, and he could not be heard at all. Iron Man, who thought he had been saved, was completely helpless, and he felt a little regretful. He would have known better not to talk back to Li Te. Otherwise, at least there would be another one. A piece of clothing. But he heard what Li Te said. Will he solve the Mandarin? Suddenly, Iron Man's pride came back. He is a billionaire, and he is the director of the world-famous Stark Industries. Long, how much are you worth, and you actually need help from others? Just wait, Li. At this moment, Iron Man has secretly made up his mind. He must not let Li Te look down on him next time. Especially what Li Te said, they will encounter more powerful enemies in the future. And that sentence, if you have the ability, you should do it something. These two sentences made Iron Man think deeply. They also began to make some preparations in his heart. In his eyes, this Li Te was not only mysterious, but also seemed to know a lot of things. Unfortunately, he couldn't find out the details of Li Te at all. But one thing he could confirm was that Li Te posed no threat to him. Then, Iron Man took a deep breath and looked at the direction Li Te said with his armor. At this time Li Te is flying rapidly in the sky. His goal is very simple, that is Dr. Killian's secret base. This base has the shadow of Hydra, and the Ten Rings gang is also inextricably linked to Hydra. It's just that not many people know it. Diddy. Found the target location. Less than half an hour after Li Te's flight, the armor prompted. Below him, there was a huge villa. It was heavily guarded and there were many people there. Dr. Killian and Lord Mandarin, whom Li Te wanted to find, they are all inside. And on the mask of Li Te's armor, two figures have been locked. It is Lord Manchu and Dr. Killian. Without any hesitation, Li Te directly urged the armor to lower. Boom! When Li Te just landed, searchlights shone on him one after another. Dozens of submachine guns with infrared sights were already aimed at his head. Who is it? Leave here immediately! Someone yelled. They didn't shoot directly. They wanted to know who was so bold and entered the headquarters of the Ten Rings gang directly. Li Te opened his mask and looked at those who were aiming at them. You have been surrounded, it is not too late to escape now. His voice was very soft, but in the eyes of the Ten Rings gang, he looked like a fool. One person surrounded so many of them. Kill him! A guard leader said, giving the order to shoot. Bang bang bang! Countless bullets whizzed past. Li Te was very close, and all the bullets hit his armor. But they had no effect at all. If that's the case, then I won't be polite. After saying that, the shoulders of Li Te's armor opened, and dozens of small bombs appeared. Boom boom boom! This is a steel armor, a war machine, extremely powerful. Not even the Chitauri can do anything against this kind of armor, let alone these humans. For a time, various screams and explosions were intertwined. At the same time, the door of the entire villa was blasted open. Inside the villa, Dr. Killian was conducting various experiments, and the Mandarin was sitting and eating a burger, completely lacking the majesty he had shown in the previous video. Boom boom boom! The explosion sounded, which shocked Dr. Killian. What happened? Chapter 80. He yelled loudly, and the guards next to him took out their pistols one by one. At this time, everyone looked at the surveillance video. A shadow wearing black armor was killing people outside, and the guards outside were no match for them. Directly massacred. Doc, we're under attack! Someone shouted, and all the guards in the villa were in chaos. These people were no match for Li Te, and each one turned into energy. It's a pity that there are not many people, otherwise it would be another huge gain for Li Te. Dr. Killian looked at the figure in the surveillance video, his expression a little ugly. Is this suit Tony Stark? When this idea came up in his mind, it was quickly rejected. Iron Man's villa was destroyed by him, and even the people had disappeared, and he had never seen this suit of armor before. And it was so short time, how did the other party find me? Boom! Just when he was thinking of this, the door of the underground base was opened directly. In the smoke, a black figure walked out, as if he was walking out of the abyss. Especially the color and shape of the armor, it was like the god of death. Are you Dr. Killian? The mask was opened, revealing Li Te's face. He looked around and found that 2/3 of the guards were dead, and the others had fled. As for those who had not left, they were all people who had been injected with the virus. Of course. And the puppet Mandarin. At this time, the Mandarin was hiding next to the sofa, shaking all over, without any majesty. Li Te could conclude that the Mandarin was indeed like the one in the movie, just a fake. The Mandarin in the comics, it won't be like this. Who are you, from S.H.I.E.L.D.? Dr. Killian put down the experiment in his hands, with a solemn look on his face. He had never seen the person in front of him. Well, since you are all here, it saves me a lot of trouble. Li Te said, ready to take action. But at this moment, a man with flames all over his body appeared directly in front of him. Boom! Li Te raised his hand to resist this powerful blow. But the person injected with those biological viruses is no longer a human being. His strength and attack are extremely powerful, and he has a very high temperature. Although his armor is strong, but it cannot completely neutralize the attacks of these mutants. Boom! Li Te hit the wall and the whole room was almost destroyed. Very nice. At this time, the armor had shown serious damage to its arms and needed repair. Li Te slowly stood up, and 5 or 6 people injected with biological viruses all rushed forward and launched an attack. Their bodies can generate high temperatures and can even melt steel. Very tiny. Kaka. The next moment, Li Te directly put the armor into the system space. He didn't want his armor to be damaged here, otherwise it would be very troublesome to go back. At this time, Li Te had already taken off his armor, and wearing a black suit with a stern expression. Around him, the mutants were all on fire and took action directly. Boom! But in the next moment, Li Te's whole body erupted with blazing lightning, and powerful power burst out, covering all the dozens of mutants surrounding him. The lightning controlled by Li Te can reach hundreds of thousands of volts. Even these mutants and humans are unable to resist. Boom boom! In just an instant, all the mutants surrounding him exploded, fell to the ground, and died immediately. And Li Te also gained a lot of energy. The energy value provided by these mutants was more than that of the Chitauri people. Dr. Killian's face changed drastically when he saw this scene. A person can actually release lightning. Are you Thor? The war in New York has affected the whole world, especially the Avengers. Each of them is extremely powerful. One of them who controls thunder and lightning is the god of thunder in Norse mythology. How could this not shock Dr. Killian? But the appearance of god of thunder makes him compared to Li Te, they are completely different people. You don't need to know. A trace of thunder and lightning appeared in Li Te's eyes, and he appeared next to Dr. Killian in an instant. The latter was shaken all over, and powerful flames burst out from his body, spraying on Li Te's body. Boom! The powerful flames reached thousands of degrees, and all the surrounding equipment was burned out. Killian was very confident that steel would melt at this temperature. But at this time, a figure walked out of the huge flames. Just then. It's Li Te. He has a demigod body, and these flames have no big effect on him. Not even his hair is burned. That's it. Without any hesitation, Li Te's entire body turned into an afterimage, his whole body filled with terrifying lightning, and he punched down. Boom! The whole villa was shaking. Even though Killian was injected with a biological virus, he was faced with Li Te's ability that was comparable to a god. With one punch, half of his body exploded into pieces and turned into blazing flames. Killian simply couldn't withstand Li Te's powerful strength, even if his body had undergone changes. At this time, he fell to the ground in pain, half of his body was broken by Li Te's punch. Not to mention his physical body, even if it were made of alloy, couldn't withstand Li Te's punch. Ah, who are you? Killian's face was covered with red marks, and his body was like a flame. This kind of flame can burn the whole body in a short time and then help cells reorganize. It is actually a kind of ability to regenerate severed limbs, which is very powerful. But this ability is also limited, and it takes a long time for a severed limb to regenerate. At least for now, Killian has been completely disabled by Li Te. He looked up, and there was no movement at all. How could Li Te be so powerful? Beat him like this with physical power. You don't need to know, Slattery, and you don't need to hide. You can't get away. When Li Te was talking to Killian, the so-called Mandarin next to him was on the ground, preparing to sneak out. There was no way, Li Te was too strong at this time, and it was simply beyond the reach of human beings. That the adults turned pale, and after receiving Li Te's warning, they sat on the ground blankly. The flames on Killian's body were burning, and the missing parts of his body were being regenerated. But it was impossible to recover in a short time. At this moment, Li Te slowly squatted down and directly grabbed Killian's neck with his hands. The body flame produced by the virus had no effect on Li Te at all. This made Killian feel desperate. After Li Te came into contact when Killian arrived, the other party's information also appeared in Li Te's mind. End of the chapter. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.